of our lives.
You got broke booty.
Yep.
You trap door.
If your booty ain't broke, don't fix it.
Oh man, I hate when it's trapdoor.
Hey, we're back.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I saw the little transition image. I was like,
I love our cold opens, guys. It's the best. It's
For those of you who missed it, Magic uses 5 to 6 pieces of toilet paper whenever he wipes.
Got it.
How's that for a cold open?
There you go. Hey, I don't dish it
Put
if I
your
can't
shit on
take it. Don't worry.
Don't cold open on me, motherfucker.
Oh
Talk
shit.
about your doo-doos.
Oh, we're talking about poopy. Anywho,
That never happens with this group.
not ever. Hey, welcome to back. Jesus H, coming in hot. Welcome back to Crits and Giggles. This is All Hail the Queen. It's a D&D doing it live thingamajig. I'm Magic, your resident GM and cat wrangler for the evening, and this is my lovely Clouder. Everybody go around the table, introduce yourselves and your characters. I'll do a quick recap of what happened last time, and then we'll get going. Starting with Heck.
alrighty. Hey, everybody. It's me, Sir Heckalot. You know, I'm here. I'm on your screen. And as per usual, tonight I am playing Aster, the Shifter Circle Wildfire Druid. On over to Bright.
Hi, everybody. My name is Bright. You can call me Chris or Bright. It does not matter to me. But you can find me in all forms of social media at Christopia VO, and tonight I will be playing Spunk the Frog. Go ahead, Hyacinth.
Hiya. It's me, Hyacinth, and I'm playing Icarus, our paladin. And yeah, I'm a twin. I'm an elf. Those are things about me. Corn dog.
Hello everyone, I'm Cornac McGraw playing Juno. Over to you, Chrissy.
Chrissy. Ulta. Magic.
I seriously thought you were just going to stop at the wave, and I was about to put the hard kibosh on that, because while it follows character for what you've been doing, I need something.
Not allowed.
For Chrissy to do a wordless
Jeez.
open would be so on
Just-
brand, and I would shit my pants. God.
Oh man,
Hey, dude.
we have a terrible time every time. Hey, last time we were here, we had a feast with the Open Lord of Waterdeep, whose name you learned, and now is going to be the time I brain fart on names. Anybody help me out?
No.
What? What about Waterdeep? Huh?
The Lady Lord of Magic. What was her name?
Where's my notebooks?
I don't think I wrote down her name. Like, I know
Okay,
where my notebook
that's-
is.
that's
I do
okay.
not
Well-
remember writing it down.
We'll get that behind the scenes. Anyway,
What game are we playing?
you know her name now.
Right?
Who am I?
Who are you?
Patrick Worlds. That's a weird way to say Patrick
Where the
Worlds.
fuck am I right
Oh,
Lady Silverhand.
Lady Silverhand. There it is. And had a feast. You had a little bit of exchange. Who?
God damn it.
The bugs and ice cream. Yeah. Ice cream was one of the many exploits we had in Waterdeep that day. It was great. And as well as some exchange of information with her. Some highlights that you learned is that she is basically on your side as far as things that are happening, things that need to be done for our overall conflict of these cults trying to bring the Queen of Dragons to our world from hell. But she also discloses that not the entirety of the council, and therefore the people they represent, is on board. Although it's better than it was before. I think that's pretty much the highlight. And then you decided to go with Aster to her tribe's home. In which case you traveled through a tree, which is a thing that she can do. It's happened a couple times now. And you come out of the other side of a tree to this massive, and I mean like probably in all of your cases except Aster, actually still Aster, this is the largest tree you've ever seen. So we'll set the scene here a little bit and get right into it. You come out of this, and there was this basically like shimmering wall of various like pink, blue, green, purple, and everything in between around the back of the tree and into the forest around you. And you can hear some like a crowd off in the distance of the grove ahead of you, and some jeering and cheering, as well as the soft tones of music in the distance. And right in front of you, you're going to see about 3 people just kind of one is like sitting cross-legged, and then the other 2 are kind of on their knees with their heads bowed down at this tree. Aster, you know that this is a form of, I'm gonna say prayer. It's not quite the right word for it. You would understand it to be more as a like personal ritual of giving thanks to the earth and giving thanks to this tree that a few people at least participate in for this particular tree, but there is a reason that you know that it's only very few. So I think we're just going to start there.
Yeah, I mean, Aster is very excited to, it's been since however long since we left that she last would have seen any of this. So couple months, right? Something like that.
Your travels to Greenest was a few like 6 months ago, I want to say. About 5-6 months ago at this point.
Yeah, so it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's probably just greeting everybody that she knows well, and is generally trying to find her family, probably, amongst the tons of people that are around.
Okay, so I'm gonna rewind a little bit actually, because okay, you're trying to go like right in. That's fine. I'm gonna say that when you start to walk in, these three people that are doing this like ritual, I'll say ritual is a better word. Ritual at the tree, look up and see you guys, and all 3 of them go like super wide-eyed in a like semi-nervous, semi-excited way, and like almost in unison they point at you guys and say Philo, and immediately just run toward the opening behind them that leads toward the sounds that you hear. Aster, you would understand the word Philo to be a Druidic word that roughly translates to the common word heroes.
They pointed that at us?
Yeah. And then
Oh, that's
going to
rough,
tell
buddy.
her. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Ulta definitely is confused because she doesn't know that word, but if Aster explains that they're saying
Oh yeah, for
you-
sure.
Ulta's looking around thinking, nah, that doesn't track well for this.
Yeah, if Ulta like looks nervous at all about that, or if anyone kind of like, should we be concerned? She'll explain. Like, no, that's a good thing. I don't think they were expecting us though.
What is a philo?
It means hero.
Oh, I thought they were going to make a pizza. You know, like philo dough.
I don't
Or
think
like a
philo
puff
dough's used for
pastry.
pizzas normally, is it?
Or like a puff pastry, maybe. I don't know what pizzas are. I'm new.
Do you eat pizzas?
Was just born a year ago.
No, but I saw a sign outside while we were in Waterdeep, and I was curious.
Oh, okay.
I saw bread, I saw cheese, and I saw burnt things on top. I thought it might be philo dough. I
Yeah,
learned what
first-
philo dough is.
For a second, I thought they were all just running away from us, and I was like, oh, that tracks.
Yeah.
That makes more sense than the hero comment. I mean, like, we have done some heroic things, don't get me wrong, but
Only to cover for the monstrosities and atrocities we've also committed.
Yep. It's fine. It's probably fine. Do we follow them?
Oh yeah.
Do we-
Protocol here.
I mean, we don't have to be in any hurry or run after them. But
they're
I
pointing
do
and
want to
screaming at us.
introduce you to, my family and everyone.
Are they gonna point and scream too, or
No,
are they expecting us?
So
no, it's just that I'm sorry. Everyone's a little bit skittish. There aren't too many outsiders that come in.
so
You
heck,
want to go in
just to
first?
clarify, the space you're in right now is now empty because the only 3 occupants have now left to the one entrance exit. So I
To the party?
believe you're just having this conversation, the 5 of you right here, right now. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah.
And you're saying you want to go like find your family and introduce everybody to them? Okay.
Yep.
So do you want to go in first?
I mean, they're not
Lay the
hostile.
groundwork.
Okay, they're like nothing. You are in no danger. You are in no danger whatsoever. They're just, you might get a couple people looking at you, especially the little ones, because they've probably never seen a couple of you.
As you're saying this, Aster, you would see like 2 heads sort of peeking out into an opening. It's about 100 plus feet in the distance that like the next opening would be into this grove area that you are familiar with. You'd see just like a couple heads pop in, and then like really low to the ground, you'd see about 4 much smaller heads just like peeking in, obviously trying to get a look at what's going on in here.
Yeah, I can definitely sense they're already very curious, but no harm will come to any of you.
Okay.
I feel like we should wait for them to come get us because the running still feels suspicious. Like not like worried, but like make sure they're comfortable.
No, come on, it'll be fine. It's like Aster starts walking.
When-
Come on, it'll be fine.
What time of
Okay.
day is
Literally
it?
we
going
take off
to
our
turn
shoes?
to Ulta's going to turn to Icarus and be like, "You literally never casually strolled into anywhere, so we could do. I think we could just go. I appreciate that you're trying to finally casually stroll into somewhere, but I think since Aster lived here, I think we're good."
Do we take
Out
off
of
our
all the
shoes? Do we
places
wipe
for
our
us
feet?
to
What do we do?
God, they're
probably
so
run
scared.
into, this one actually feels like very safe to run into, whereas many of the other places we have ran into,
Not
not
safe.
so much.
The
That's it.
portal.
I see your point.
And she's gonna glance also at Spunk in this conversation. Like, she's not
Because Spunk is a notorious sprinter.
So,
Yes.
no running.
Okay.
No, I think it's yes running.
Yeah. Oh.
I think that's what we're saying, right?
Oh, it's
think
like we're
I-
not like running after them. Like we don't need to give chase or anything. But we
Spunk
can
takes
walk in. We can just walk in like normal people. Like,
Okay.
Take 'em
Minutes later,
anywhere.
we leave.
Jeez.
And the
It
rules
just
of
feels like there's a
etiquette.
lot at stake here because I also don't want to not impress Aster's family.
Did you say steak?
That's true.
Okay, so we're heck. Am I understanding that we're just kind of casually walking in as a group?
yeah.
All right. You walk into Aster. You would understand this place to be the Grove. For everybody else, it is a grove. It is a broad and wide opening in the space that is the massive forest around you, within the mountains. If you can imagine like a thickly forested area on a mountainside, that's basically what this looks like. And you have dozens of people all over the place doing various things. There's children running around that look like they're kind of chasing each other in some cases, playing some games, waving little wands at each other and yelling things, and like clearly there's a good time being had among the kids. And then there are various pockets of adults that are in similar but less like run around frivolous activities. They're in some areas they're like just sitting in circles talking with each other. In another area there's like a huge, I'm just gonna say, buffet of various food, arranged in all sorts of extravagant and beautiful ways. In other areas you could see some people with like weapons drawn doing what you would understand to be like drills and practice with each other. And then in another area you can see a pocket of people that are lying down, that look like they're in these sort of like half cocoons, I'm gonna say, of branches and bush, and all of the people there kind of look like they're asleep. And everywhere except that spot, you can see about half of the people here are like half transparent. Almost like ghost forms. And it's very obvious. You can see their entire shape. You can see like the colors of their skin, hair, clothing, and adornments, but like only halfway. You can see through them. Aster, you know exactly what this is. Heck, I think I sent this to you in my message.
Yeah, I was like, I'm rereading it too. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And as you walk in, I'm gonna say like almost half the people here, projections and people alike, are like see you come in, and you'll see all of their faces just like light up with some you'll recognize as familiar people. So they have the like, I'm seeing my friend for the first time in a long time kind of look. Others are in like awe and like they're seeing a celebrity or a group of celebrities for the first time. And kind of hurriedly walking toward you is going to be your father and mother. Any reaction?
I run up and hug them. Like, this is when Aster starts running.
I'll
Excellent.
take Ulta's advice and run up and hug them as well.
Ulta's going to just point. She's just gonna look at Juno and like.
I start taking steps forward with my arms up.
Oh
But
yeah,
like-
get some uppies.
But also slowly because I was told not to run.
Literally the opposite of what we said.
Nice.
I just wrap my arms around the first leg I encounter. If no one stops me.
While
Excellent.
that's happening, I'll give a gentle wave.
Okay, so Aster, I'm just for, I guess, flavor and how I'm gonna do things. Who do you hug first, your mother or your father?
Oh, I was gonna do just like a
Group
one
thing?
arm around. Yeah.
Okay.
No way, you have to pick a favorite parent.
RP it, heck.
Oh.
RP
Both
it.
at the same time is good. Okay, this happens, and your mother is going to give like a familiar motherly sigh. Like every time you meet again, she has this moment, and your father is going to be absolutely beaming. For the rest of you, these two are the man is like 6'3". He's got ash black spiky hair down to like about his chest / upper back. He's wearing these robes that are basically like brown and white, and it's a stark contrast from the general garb of everyone else around here, which is generally more, I'm going to say, colors of nature. It's going to be a lot of greens, a lot of natural browns, and like different shades in between, but this guy stands out compared to the crowd. And he's also got this very familiar looking flame shape of a giant woodpecker just kind of sitting on his shoulder there. And Aster, you know exactly what this is. The rest of you, it would look kind of familiar because Aster every once in a while summons one of these. It takes a different form for her, but it's a fire spirit. It's just sitting there on his shoulder. And then her mother is much shorter, about a foot shorter, 5'3" or so. And in also a different kind of getup. different from the crowd, but also different from her father. It's a little bit more, it's more leather, I guess. It's like a form-fitting leather, curious kind of setup with straps for like weapons and implements of different kinds that goes down to a sort of skirt on the bottom. And she's got this what is the word I'm looking for? Modest but decorative headdress as well that wraps around with like a single jewel in the middle. And when you hug them, Heck, your father is going to say out loud, clearly to you, but like 4 other people around to hear, Mea Kori, my daughter, welcome.
It's good to be back, Dad. It's good to see you too, and Mom.
Welcome back, Kori. How are you?
I'm excited to be back. I finally was able to get the tree trick to work. I walked through the great tree.
Yes, I see you've learned much and grown much in your adventures.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot. We actually have a lot to catch up on. But these are my friends. Well, now you've met Icarus. It's like he's part of like the group hug, I guess. This is Icarus. That's Juno. That's Ulta, and this is Spunk.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Aster.
Both of them are going to like listen intently and like nod at each of you and respond basically as you say each of their names. They're going to respond with like a hand over their across their chest and a fist over their heart and a small bow and say, Master Icarus, Master Ulta, Master Spunk, Master Juno, and Master Ulta. Didn't want to miss anybody. And then your father just like claps his hands together and looks around at the crowd like he's gonna make an announcement and just screams at the top of his lungs, Haidi Arawa! Haidi Arawa! And then the entire crowd, no matter what they're doing, looks at you if they weren't already and holds their hands up and chants these very same words towards you with this God damn it.
No.
They do this like hands into the air motion and chant these words, Haidi Arawa. And Aster, you would understand this to be the Druidic words that roughly translate to hero, child of the tribe. They're chanting a greeting toward you, and then he does the same thing, Filo Idara. And the chanting continues to greet the hero friends of the tribe.
See, they like you.
I just gotta say, it's my first time here, and I've already got the warm fuzzies. Like, how do you live here?
It's
like-
wholesome, damn
It's
it.
so emotional. I like walk away.
Have more characters with alive parents.
When I tell you
have
guys
one
that
alive parent, thank you very much. He's just a bitch.
when I tell you guys that Heck put a lot of cool work into this and we are running with it, I am not fucking kidding. This is gonna be fun.
My parents
Anyway.
were eaten.
Okay, so Aster, you know generally what's going on. So the parents are not going to explain it necessarily unless people ask, of course. But the one thing I think I didn't send you. No, I did send you that. So the different like groupings of people are going to represent the different activities that are happening in different places. Yeah, I mean, take it. What would you like to do?
Mr. and Mrs. Aster, I just want to say my condolences for the people of your village who have passed. I see there's a lot of spirits with us today.
No spirit. Dream world. And as he's starting to talk to you more, you can tell from his accent and his like broken common that he's very much not used to this language. And then Aster's mother sort of leans in toward you guys, but generally looks at Aster and says, "He's been practicing. Isn't it great?"
It's gotten really good. Well, yeah, Icarus, to your point, this is actually, how do I explain this? They are also visitors from other villages that are entering through the dream world. See, we're really connected to dreams here. That's something that, you know, my tribe is really known for. And by essentially, you know, performing kind of a ritual, ingesting a certain recipe of various magical components from our tribe. They're able to visit here, so kind of in person, but not exactly fully physical.
With that, everybody make a history or arcana check, please. Except Aster, because Aster knows this stuff.
4 million. 15.
Right, they're both wonderful stats. Oh, 19!
Shit, nice. Okay, awesome. So all of you have pretty good understanding that like the plane of dreams essentially is one of the literal planes of existence in this world. Things about it that you know are like people spontaneously go into it when they sleep and have dreams. You essentially become part of that plane in a sort of spiritual sense, but there are also ways to like fully physically go there. And especially Juno, you'll understand from Aster's explanation that this sort of visiting other places through passages through the dream world is like quite a literal, like taking a manifestation of themselves through their mind through the plane of dreams and putting themselves semi-physically in that other place.
So, dumb question.
No, it's probably not.
Can we go when
Hold
we
your breath.
do everything else, and we're just like, you know, hanging out? Can we do like a dream field trip?
I mean, it has been
Are
a
you
while
asking
since
to go on
I've-
LSD?
But as a group, like we hold hands and do it together.
So,
Like I think
Yeah,
it'd be a good
LSD.
bonding experience.
all go on a trip together.
Yes.
When I look on this leg now, I'm gonna look up and see whose leg I'm holding. Still, look up at Aster's father.
Yeah, that's going to be, and he will introduce himself as Ash, and the mother will introduce herself as Aurora. And actually, this I forgot to mention this. I'm gonna retcon semi. Ash, the father, is one of the many people who appear in the like half transparent form, but you have still been able to all physically, like the hugging and like holding onto his leg, you're fully physically interacting with him as if he is actually there. Yes, Juno.
Question: does that mean he's a dream daddy?
Not no.
Ew. I love that game. I always do
So
the egg
good.
nipples.
So does this mean he left from here to dream somewhere else, or he's dreaming in here from somewhere else?
The latter, right?
Yes, he is physically somewhere else. Yes.
Yeah, I
But
think.
is he like in his house nearby, or is he like in another part of the world?
So he's awake but tripping. And he's here but somewhere else.
Heck, over the table clarification for you. He's doing the cocoon thing. He is physically at another tribe. but he's doing the cocoon thing to be
exactly.
here. Okay.
It's just like and I'm just gonna let the
dumb
folks
twins
talk
are
first.
trying to suss out how this
You're
is happening.
You're
Okay.
trying so hard, and I love you. I think Aster would ask the question then. Where are you visiting from?
Damn it! The one thing I didn't do.
Oh,
Hang on.
I have a tendency to do that.
Yup.
Oops.
That's okay. That's okay. I expected some amount of this to happen.
I fully heard your explanation earlier and must have just mentally flipped it in my understanding and just was like, so you're exactly what you're not saying you are.
Okay. He's going to say. Okay. I am in Circle of Order. Aster, you would understand that to be the tribe of druids who is mostly comprised of lore masters. And it's very commonly visited. So this is like a tribe that is mostly lore masters, whereas all the other tribes are like just a couple of lore masters that are like very few among many, where this one tribe is many among few. So he is essentially visiting to perform his duties of this festival of sharing stories, lore, history, things that have happened since the last time this happened.
Those festival duties.
Yeah. So in a way, he's enjoying the festival, but in another way, he's still performing his job.
So he's like the person guiding everybody else on the trip.
In a way, not no.
Sure.
Yeah, he's sherping them. Mhm.
There you go.
He's a sherp shifter.
God damn.
No.
That was actually really good. I really appreciate
So
that one.
good, but god damn it. Oh god, okay. Uh-huh.
Anyway, the festival is like still roaring. Like you had this
Yeah.
chanting moment, and then you've had this, at least for now, short conversation with Aster's parents, and
I wanna
everything's
find
still
the
going on
shadiest
around you.
Person.
The shadiest person.
The person who Juno believes would possibly help her find the substances that allows her to dream travel, because they talked about magical components when we first got here, and I'm like, oh, magical components. I am attempting to look for a dealer of magical components that could help me go on
Got
a
it.
trip.
Okay, so there is nothing shady about this, as it is a very normal and open outward part of what's going on here.
Hell yes, even
So-
better. I love it here.
So right next to the large
It's a Burning
pod,
Man.
right next to like this large pod of people that look like they're like sleeping in these semi cocoons of branches and brush, is going to be like a large table that looks like it like sprouted out of the ground. It's not like somebody put a table there. It's almost like a table grew out of the ground, and it's just like bark on top that's holding arrays of herbs and liquids, and then containers that you can that ends with an area of like continual flames. There's about a dozen of them at the table. It looks like your classic alchemy setup, just on a very large scale. And there are a couple people that are, you can see as projections of people sort of manning that station and helping a couple people gather things and put them into like a mortar and pestle situation, and talking them through a process before they walk over to this cocoon area.
What is that? Pointing at the cocoon. I'm kind of leaning towards Aster.
It's part of the ritual. Like, it's to help further connect with nature in order to be able to help it transport you to where you want to go.
So you do like the cocoon thing, but bigger and better when you let us transport through the trees. Not saying that this isn't cool, everyone. It's totally cool. I want to learn more, but it's also cool that Aster does.
So it's like
Open up
cocoon
trees.
walking?
I didn't
Oh.
think about it that way, but it's a similar process.
I get it, because they take the substances that have a little trip. But when we go through the tree, we travel pretty far, so it's a big trip.
If you
Math checks out.
arrive-
Math
if you
checks out.
arrive by
The
cocoon,
math
do
do
they
be
call it
mathing.
cocooning?
Jesus. Aster's mother would chime in and say, "You are welcome to visit wherever you'd like. We are the hosts of what you would call sports and games during this festival. These other tribes are hosts of dancing and other various forms of art. Another for storytelling and another focused on the food. These would be culminating in our various forms of culture for this entire festival. Which would you like to visit?"
Did Heck really say, "Hey, Magic, I want to go on an acid trip with my friends"?
Not really.
Okay.
She
Okay.
she
I'm just
gave
trying
me
to like vibe out what Heck tried to do for this.
Oh,
Heck gave me a whole bunch of really cool like cultural stuff, like the games and food and people's name ranks, stuff about the people overall. And real quick, I basically looked up like celebrations and festivals and found this Festival of Dreams, which is a real thing, but like homebrewed the heck out of it. So that's where that came from.
Yeah, corn dog. She wrote an essay.
Wait, so you
about doing
removed
drugs
all
with
of the
her
Sir
friends.
Heck from this?
Oh, absolutely not. Everything that she gave me is included, and more.
Uh-huh.
Did you get it because you took the heck out of it? You homebrewed the heck out of it?
Oh. Yep. That
God
that
damn.
went
Yeah.
behind all of us. That fucking shot itself.
Oh man.
Good
So-
joke, Hyacinth.
Mhm.
I'm sorry that you had to explain that to us because we're all stupid, but that was
It's
lovely.
also a well thought out joke.
It was.
It's a really good joke.
I think I
Quality.
think through all my jokes. Come on.
There you go.
So we can just travel to other of the tribes, or we can travel anywhere while cocooning.
I mean, generally, anywhere you like to go. To an extent, there are probably some places where people have warded against such things, but places that are open and friendly to it, you should be able to visit.
Also, did your parents have a cute little nickname for you? Is that what I heard?
I mean, I don't think so. I think that's just a magic. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, it's more of just like a term of endearment across like most parents to their kids.
The things that they called you. So Meakori is my daughter. That's the personal like
Oh,
familial name. My
Yeah,
daughter
yeah,
in
yeah.
Druidic.
gotcha.
But the other name that they called you, hero child of the tribe, that is more of like a
Like a
putting
title at
putting
that
you on a
point, yeah.
pedestal, like celebrated thing. So you would understand
I
that
didn't
all
know
of
what
you
the Maya
guys.
Cory was. That's what I got confused by.
Yeah, so those other words are like you guys are actively well known and being celebrated amongst like the mass of these people. Take that how you will.
I also just heard Cory and was like, "Don't steal them."
No,
Damn.
Meakori,
switch.
it's like in common it would be spelled out Meakori.
I see. I'm learning. Sorry. Slow comprehension.
So, is there anything you want to try out first? I mean, we can go to all of the different areas and do all of the things.
Alta's going to look at Juno, who's standing near the drug table. And I know it's not necessarily a drug table, but the alchemy table, I don't know necessarily what's
Yes.
happening on it. So the things happening here should we have Juno wait to do that? Like, should we maybe wait till later in the evening, or is there like a time that we could?
Yeah, do we play like the games here first before
Yeah,
then?
what's the process? We don't. Here's what we don't want to happen, Aster, is we don't want to be the embarrassing friends that you bring home who maybe drink too many wine coolers or do something silly, and then you have to explain to the rest of your family our behavior. So
Yes.
should we hold off on partaking and do something else first?
So one thing I did not send you, heck, is excuse me. Throughout like the day is just going to be like general participation in frivolity. Like I said, at the various tribes, there's the specific focus of what is happening in their respective grove. And in the evening, there will actually be a series of events from like demonstrations and presentations of various kinds to the peak of the evening, which will be the competitive games. So for at least several hours from this point, you guys can go wherever you
Competitive
want.
games.
Yes.
I
So
know there's specifically a sport that I found that's like shifter related. I was like, this is so fucking cool.
yeah, and it's gonna happen. So
Yes.
among others. So yeah, you would understand, Aster, that like per the usual sequence of events that happens, you have plenty of time to basically go amongst the tribes or here and do what you want, interact with who you want until like the actual scheduled activities happen. And you also know that you are welcome to participate in any of those scheduled activities.
Yeah, I think Aster would reply at that point. I mean, we can technically do whatever in any order, though. I think at least logistically, it would be maybe better to start with the stuff that's here before we just kind of like wander off into the dream world, if that makes sense.
You want to show us around to like the activities? Because this is the games place, right?
We can start with
yes.
the games. We go to the game.
Okay, you go to the games with what purpose?
Winning.
Okay, so there's a couple things happening here. In this area, Aster, you would see a bunch of like branches and roots that have been formed together into what looks like this very elaborate and decorative double door. It's huge. It's like 20 feet tall, 15, 20 feet wide across the whole thing, like straight up, and comes to a point at the top with like words in Druidic strewn across the top that translate roughly to the arena. And you would understand this to be the place that the shit's gonna go down when it's time. And you would also know that it's hidden on purpose so that competitors do not know exactly what they have to do until they see it, until like it's time to go. So that they can only prepare so much. That's part of the gig for at least the game that you sent me and one other. Yes. I'm realizing I didn't send you those details, so I will
secret thing.
I will covertly send that to you on our first break. So you know that door is like hiding for competitors their eventual place of competing for those two events. And what's happening basically around that same area here is, like I said, people kind of sparring with and without weapons, sometimes casting magic at each other, but you can tell that they're like pulling punches. It's a sparring scene, not an actual fighting scene, if you understand what I mean. And then the one thing that seems like a little off or different is like a series of people sitting at little square tables that have about 20 or so individual pieces that they take turns moving around. This is a game that you have not seen before, and you can tell that like maybe one or two people among the 24 or so that are playing seem to like actually know what they're doing, and then other people are like studying it, and then like looking around and like asking the one guy that knows what they're doing a question, and then and there's various form of like knowledge and skill happening with whatever this is. And this is like the one thing that looks like it's out of place.
Yeah, I think Aster would explain the doors and the secret stuff about that particular aspect of the game. Then she'll point over to this new game and say, that's not something that I've seen before. I wonder if someone brought it over. Let's check it out.
So since you know the secret, we can just cheat, right, and win?
Well, I don't know the secret. It's different every year.
Oh,
The
okay,
elders
okay.
might know, but they're pretty tight-lipped. They won't tell anyone.
Oh, okay. Never mind them.
Okay, so you just go over there and start watching, or what's going on here?
Yeah, I'll observe for a little bit. And if I can't quite figure out what this game is, I'll probably ask.
Okay. So yeah, like I said, there's these little tables that I guess the one additional detail you'll see is that the square table is divided into a series of smaller squares that go evenly across across and top to bottom, and it's like every other one is a matching color with every other one, and there's 2 alternating colors. Over the table, it looks like a chessboard.
I was about to walk up and be like,
I
is
was
this
literally
chess?
about to say, I think Magic's described checkers.
Right, yeah, it looks like a chess or checkers board. But in character, you guys actually, Ulta, make a history check.
I was so tempted to walk up and be like, is this chess? And just break the game.
Ulta, this actually does look familiar to you, although you don't know really what it's called, what the game actually is. You just remember seeing something like it back in Waterdeep that people would play for leisure.
For leisure. What a word.
Yeah.
Love that for you, Magic.
Sometimes I do good with words.
Good. She's definitely going to also, I mean, I think out of everything, this is probably gaining her interest the most also.
Okay.
So she will be watching to see what is happening.
So
I want
you're
to see if anyone's like acting sus while playing these games and if they're cheating.
Oh, okay. Make an insight check.
Also, if there's a person running this, is this game rigged? Can I insight that out of them?
Sure.
I just really love that we are in the most wholesome character
34.
whole party's place of living and growth, and we think everybody is suspect here.
It's so funny.
It's
Like,
so
oh my
wholesome.
God,
It's
okay.
it's the part of the anime where they go to that one village that's just super kind and none of them can trust it because of it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Of
Then
34.
we're all gonna live here when we die.
Damn. Okay, 34. You are positive that nobody is being sus, nobody's cheating. Most of the people here, it's obvious that they're like learning something new to them. And they're at various stages of like somebody who might have just sat down a few minutes ago, versus somebody who might have been here for at least a few hours. And then there, like I said, there's like 2 people who like clearly know very much what they're doing. It's notable that they are both not projection people. They're fully physically here. And anytime anybody has like a question, and you can hear exchanges happening in this Druidic language, they like wave down one of these like 2 people and kind of talk through things and then continue playing the game.
This is my job. You're talking about my job.
Ulta, I did forget one thing. You do know that this is called Dragon's Chess, at least in Waterdeep. What is happening?
Can I take a big ol' look at the pieces that everybody is, like all of the things? Like, do they look like they're moving on their own, or are they moving? Like, I'm really honed in on this game. I want.
Okay, The pieces are not moving on their own. The people are individually like thinking and moving one piece at a time and taking turns one piece at a time. It's called Dragon's Chess. It is very much like our real world chess, just with a different name, slightly. What's everybody's passive insight?
Million.
Like my passive insight is not as good.
25.
15.
13.
17.
Spunk, what was yours?
11.
Okay.
I was muted.
That's okay. Spunk, it is clear to you that like Ulta's very focused on this. Not really sure why. Icarus and Aster, it seems that Ulta has this sort of look of familiarity that's sort of fueling her interest and focus on what's going on here. And Juno, you would know that she's kind of tell me if I'm wrong, Chrissy, but I would say that Ulta is feeling a little bit more comfortable with a sense of intimate familiarity with what's happening here. Is that accurate?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This is probably the most relaxing, comfortable you will ever see Ulta, by way of this feels familiar, like people trusting each other and liking each other, and like that kind of like, because that's where she came from, so like she has always kind of gravitated towards that. And yes, she's probably like where she normally would keep a hand on a short sword is like kind of crossed her arms and leaned over the table, and probably even started to like talk to some of the people in small little snippets who are playing the game. Like she's much more relaxed here in this space than probably any we've been in.
Love that for her.
Honestly, yeah.
Are the cocoons, are they physical? Like, I could just pick up a cocoon?
Say
I
again?
I wouldn't if Icarus is like going towards them, is like I wouldn't disturb those. If you want to build one together, we can definitely do that. At some
Oh, I have to build one. Those are used. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's like almost like if you've ever seen, I can put this in chat. If you've ever seen a display that's been built by a bower bird, it's like very. You know what? It's part of the meme. Do you know the meme where it's like Becky, like bitches love sticks? Like it's that bird. That is a bower bird, and they make like this little like hut kind of so it's a lot like that.
I don't know why I didn't expect this to be a bird thing, Hack.
I don't know why you wouldn't either. Yeah, like
and Aster, you would actually understand. I'm sorry if I misunderstood the original questions, but if I understood correctly, these huts essentially kind of form with a simple incantation that's not unlike casting a spell, and will essentially receive a person to enter this dream state and be projected somewhere else with the use of this potion.
Mm-hmm.
So incantation plus potion gives you a newly formed cocoon, and when you lie in it, you will be projected elsewhere.
Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, if there's like an open board, I think Aster would invite someone to play. Just kind of like sit on one side expectantly.
Okay. Does anybody join her? If not, we can have.
We'll need to be taught this game. But Aster, would you be too distraught? And I'm going to grab Spunk and usher him towards the seat in front of you, because I want to see Spunk play chess.
Well, Spunk's really smart, so
Right.
it's probably
Spunk
a lot
is
better at me
super
than
brilliant,
at
and I want to
strategy.
see like the games have him.
I can try
'Cause
my
I'm
best.
stupid, so I'm finding the A team, and I'm gonna ask them to do it.
Okay, so one of the people that has been kind of floating around helping people understand the rules and teach them how to play is going to hear you guys having this conversation and come over to you. This woman is, like I said earlier, just kind of dressed in the more common mixture of clothing and garb that is like of nature. It's very basic, like cloth and leather, and doesn't look like it's supposed to be pointing her out in any way necessarily, like Aster's parents were wearing very specifically decorative for a purpose garb. This person is more of the common set, and she will generally just start explaining to you the purpose of this game and the rules, what the various pieces do, how you can move them, and generally that you try to use them as it's a strategic battlefield, as she describes it, where each individual piece has its own unique abilities. In other words, they can move in unique ways, and how to defeat and remove your opponent's pieces from the board until one specifically is gone, which declares the winner. So, with that in mind, Aster and Spunk, please make intelligence checks for me.
Exactly.
This is going to be
not going to go well.
this is going to be for essentially the first part of the game, having being given the initial rules of how to play. Damn.
Yeah, I expect nothing less.
Yeah. So very quickly on the offset of this game.
Save. Is that the same?
Oh yeah, that should be different. What is your save modifier? Sorry, check modifier, Spunk, instead of save modifier.
For intelligence,
Yes.
it's 5.
Okay, so it's still an 18.
Yeah. I was
yeah.
like, wait a minute. Like, that's impossible. You can't do that.
Sorry, I
So
don't know where
No,
buttons
you're
are.
fine.
that's okay. So yeah, Aster, unsurprisingly, Spunk takes a hefty lead from the get-go. You're holding your own and protecting the main piece that can't be taken, otherwise you lose. But you're kind of losing a handful, right out of the gate here.
I'm imagining oh my god, what is that one like Disney short where the guy's playing chess with himself? That's what it feels like.
Oh yeah, the old
The
man.
one guy's gets his
I think that's from
ass beat.
in front of a Toy Story.
Yeah.
Now what? Aster.
Ulta's gonna put a gold down on the table that says,
Oh,
Shiny.
I'm gonna put a gold on Aster.
oh.
I'll see that, and I'm gonna put a gold on Spunk.
Spunk picks up the gold and places it on his head.
And when he laughs, like the slightest smile curls up on the edge of Juno's face as she goes to like stand spookily behind him to aid in the unnerving of Aster. Because this could be a mental game just as much as it can be a normal
Why?
tabletop game. Heck, there's a reason why I'm not allowed in competitive play tournaments. It's for this.
Okay. Are you trying to do this like secretly, or is it just kind of like you're just throwing it on the table and making this happen?
Oh yeah, there's nothing secret about it. Like,
Yeah,
We're rich.
there's literally a piece of gold on Spunk's head.
Like, Ulta, this is not a gold well spent. I hope you know that.
no, that's fine. I have faith in you, and I'm gonna look at Spunk. Is he still laughing?
Yes. I just don't want to do it the whole time, but yes.
I'm going to glance at Juno with just the most confused face.
Can I have more of that salad that was on the table? Because it was, it was delicious.
And yep, as that's happening, a couple people from tables right next to you guys down the way are gonna look over with this confused look, and one will chime in to say, "What rule is this?"
What? Rule?
They're like clearly looking at the gold pieces being placed down and exchanged.
Think.
The rule is money.
Spunk, please make a Constitution save for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
13.
All right. I'll send you DM.
Okay. Congrats.
Snap out of it. You have to win. I have put money on you.
I'm going to look forwardly right back at Aster and go, "You have got this." And I'm going to put another gold down.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
gonna put a gold on Spunk's head and give him some gentle back pats. Not like full lifting back pat me harder, daddy kind of back pats, just like gentle, like got this. This is the
That's
most
nice.
encouragement I think I've ever given you.
That's really good. Yeah.
Okay, make another intelligence check, the two of you. However,
Okay.
Spunk, your modifier is now one less.
Oh no.
Probably still, it's still gonna be
I'm
fine.
just gonna roll this number.
Yeah.
Oh!
16.
To the rest of you, Spunk is looking a little relaxed and giggly at the moment.
Who said that?
But is still heftily kicking
Yeah,
Aster's
the
butt.
dice be mean.
It's looking like it might be over soon.
Oh no.
Like when your laugh slowly turns into a little bit of like a stoned Pooh Bear.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Make another con save, Spunk.
Yay. Oh fuck.
Oh.
I rolled a 7.
Oh boy. And now another intelligence check from the both of you. Spunk, sorry, your modifier is now 0.
0. Oh.
He's still gonna beat me. Is the funny part. The dice are being so mean. It doesn't matter if I have a modifier or not. Yeah.
Oh,
exactly. You're like,
no.
I can't roll above a fucking 10 apparently.
Oh man.
A natural 16.
All right, it's looking like it might be over soon. Is anybody saying anything, doing anything?
Can I cast Lesser Restoration on Spunk?
You
Doesn't
can.
really do a whole
For
lot. I
what
just have the spell.
point? For what point?
He's drugged.
Who drugged Spunk?
Some creep with purple skin and orange hands fed me a bunch of table scraps.
So Spunk, drug Spunk.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Oh,
Okay, so Juno casts a spell on you, and you're feeling,
Is he poisoned?
I'm gonna say less inebriated, but still kind of where you started feeling giggly.
Oh, okay.
So like just a
Yeah.
-1 now?
The back
Yes.
rub feels pretty good.
What is the point? He's still gonna like the dice are so mean. He's still gonna win.
I have money on this.
Yeah, guess what? One succeeded check is probably not gonna
Yeah.
do this.
Help it, heck!
Maybe you
This is
should.
who I am.
There's a weird feeling in my mouth. I'm gonna start pressing on the roof of my mouth so that the coins that are balanced on his nose start like teetering and tottering. And the skin is just like flexing a weird way.
Nice. One more intelligence check from the two of
Yeah.
you.
My tongue itches.
Yeah.
Well, this one could be close.
Damn.
No, it's not gonna be close. I can't roll above a natural 10 today.
Okay. Spunk
Seven.
wins heftily. And as this whole thing has been happening, this woman who's been explaining this game to you basically has gotten through an explanation of this is called Dragon's Chess. It's a thing that I've learned from my time. She's going to use the words on pilgrimage in Waterdeep, and I've brought it to our culture now.
Oh.
Yeah, I know
Aster,
someone from there.
Aster, you would understand pilgrimages as like some members of individual tribes intentionally live and spend time in cultures not of your own, for the purpose of learning about other cultures and just meeting new people and learning new things.
Yeah, I mean, it was about the time that Aster would have gone on hers when like everything went down. So, yeah, no, you completely understand. Like, isn't Waterdeep something? It's huge. We'd heard stories about how massive it was, but I didn't understand like how tall the buildings would be and how many people. There's so many people.
I have spent months there and still have only explored less than half.
That absolutely tracks. Is there anywhere you liked in particular?
They have these places they call taverns.
Taverns, yeah.
Taverns. Where they partake in liquid herbs? I don't think I fully understand, but it's sometimes seems fun, and other times seems like it makes people very angry and sometimes very sad. I don't understand what the fun is with this.
I get that. I tried it and I was like, maybe not for me.
But yes, I've spent a lot of time there, and in one, the Great Hole, I learned this.
Is she talking about the yawning portal?
You can make an insight check.
Okay.
Yeah, she clearly said the name with she's unfamiliar with the words and was trying to figure out how to say it. Yeah, your best guess is she's talking about the yawning portal.
Maybe that'll help.
Spin around in your chair 3 times and spit on the floor.
I do not have enough space to actually completely spin around in my chair.
Then just spit on the floor.
No, I have carpet. I don't want to spin
Then
on the
it'll
carpet.
absorb. It'll be fine.
Ew, no.
Lose yourself in the music, the carpet, if you won't.
I want to ask.
I think Bright himself is also just high.
Oh, I didn't find any table lettuce.
Hyacinth, you said you had a question?
Olsa, do you know how to play this game? Not assuming that like everyone in Waterdeep knows how to play this game from Waterdeep, but like if any of us were to know, you'd probably know.
No, I've seen it, heard of it, but very unfamiliar. Aster is doing much better than I probably ever could. And Spunk is also, which is surprising considering I think he ate some of stuff off of that table that's supposed to help us get to like the Dreamland place, the Dream Plane, or maybe he just ate a mushroom they saw on the ground. I'm
Baby game for babies.
Oh,
Easy.
this actually feels quite complicated. So I don't know that this is actually a game for babies.
Oh,
Wee woo. Jesus.
I didn't take officer. No.
We started talking about drugs and they came.
No.
To be
They're
fair,
in the
I feel
walls.
like this is somewhat similar to what he acted like when we had ice cream, right?
Huh?
A little bit more excitable, I think, on sugar.
Yes, yeah, yes.
Oh my god.
Like, same level of confused, but more energy. Yeah. Is it because all of the substances hit the smaller body harder? Or just he's never had it?
Maybe
Ultimately,
both.
For anybody else for an answer, because she has no clue.
I'm so
So-
sorry. I always ask you the hard questions, don't I?
So here's a fun
No,
thing
but-
too. Sorry, go ahead, Chrissy.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say here's a fun thing. If I recall correctly, Spunk, you are immune to poison, are you not?
My own poison.
Your
I
own poison.
I gush poison.
But seriously, Spunk is immune to poison, right?
Yeah, I guess I'm immune. Hold on.
Yeah, I think.
Or at least you're
Grunge
immune
should
to
be.
the
Yeah,
poison
poison
condition.
and the poison can. Yeah, so both. It
Yeah.
looks like.
Okay, so
this
despite
poison?
that, this is still affecting you in
Oh,
the ways that
sick.
I've described.
To
Oh
be
my God.
drunk is considered the poisoned in D&D, right?
As
Rules
written,
as
yes,
written?
yes.
Okay.
So
With like
this
some
is
special
different.
considerations, because like
Yeah.
I love that with paladins, like there's a specific spot that's like you can cure someone of being drunk. It's like
Hey, Cab.
why, like why only paladins? It's so weird.
Because they're cops.
I love the little
Um,
parentheses on like immune to poison for like holy characters, but can still get drunk.
Icarus, would you like me to transfer all of my knowledge to you in the blink of an eye? And I can explain everything that you're asking questions about right now. Take my hand.
I grab his hand. Dude,
Shocking grasp.
I actually got kind of excited for that. What the hell?
Damn.
If you actually shocking grasp, roll that shit, dude.
Are we just
Roll the
Wanna-
attack, roll the damage. Yeah.
I
I
guess.
think you get advantage because I'm surprised.
Because you like reached out and touched me.
Oh, 23 to hit, my guy.
No, I don't think that hits. Yeah.
I hope
think
these
it
are all
hits.
ones. Oh, good. They suck. So it's like nine lane, barely a scratch on your bard, paladin, sorcerer.
Wait, I have so much more health than I remember having. What the hell?
Yeah, it's 'cause
Yup.
you took those 30 levels in paladin. So like 9 of those shocking things, like boom, and then I'll say, "See, now you understand everything that I know." How does it feel?
I understand. Despite our friendship, I can never trust you.
You are wiser than you were 10 seconds ago.
I like shake my hand off.
When do I
bet
take
you
these
are.
coins off my face?
Oh yeah, Spunk, you won like heftily. So
Oh, okay. I'll
Anybody
just, like,
who-
lick
anybody
I
them
will
off
be
my-
taking all the gold. Actually, no. I'll take Ulta's gold, but I'm gonna leave the gooey ones on spot.
I'm gonna lick my face and then they'll just be gone as I like.
Ew.
excellent.
How is every
That
line
tastes
that you
metal.
utter while playing this character more and more disturbing and just as funny?
No,
like,
Scooby Doo.
what are we, a year in?
The same thing.
I don't
I watched a lot of Courage the Cowardly Dog as
Oh,
a child.
yeah.
There you go. That was a
I
trippy
Feel
ass
that
joke.
energy. I feel
Yeah.
that. I feel that in my bones. The more I think about Spunk, the more I realize this is just courage.
Oh my god.
And then every
I
time you
just-
get like severely hurt, you just have this maniacal wheezing laugh. Jesus. Anywho, what's next? Game of chess complete. Or Jargon's chess.
I'm keeping this and I'm swallowing the dragon chessboard and I'm walking away.
No,
I'll
no.
be back later.
Spunk, put that back.
La, 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 la,
Aster,
la.
you would know that this is technically not okay, and the person who's been helping you out is gonna be like, excuse me, no, that's for everyone.
Oh. Okay, and I walk away. Just keep like, just slowly like meandering like that, like little bob and weave. He's like tipsing, kind of walking.
Aster, this woman is gonna kind of look at you with this confused, like, what do I do face.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I think he doesn't quite understand everything that's going on. He's new. Like I think Aster will like stop, Spunk. It's like, the nice person that taught us how to play this just said it's for everyone. Please put it
Oh.
back.
I'm so glad you talked to him because the only thing I could think of was casting command and saying drop it.
Oh my god.
I was like, I don't know what to do.
Like a damn dog.
Ew.
I like slowly
What's in your mouth?
frog regurgitate the
What's
board
in
and then I
your
like
mouth?
The amount of times
spit
being a
out
pet
all the
owner, you
pieces
have
into
the
my
conversation.
hand.
What is in your mouth? Stop it. Stop. Drop. What is
Stop
it? Give it
chewing.
here.
All right. When all the pieces are back, the person who's been the people who have been sort of attending to things here are gonna together like cast a little spell and point at the chessboard, and it will be instantly cleaned up from all the slop. Clearly, they cast prestidigitation.
I'll pull out all the pieces and set them back, and then I'll pull the last one out of my nose.
Never a dull day at the circus, is there?
I'm so sorry. And I'm just gonna hand them the 2 gold pieces that I just got off of Ulta. Buy yourself another one after this when you have the time. I'm so sorry. I can't promise it won't happen again. I'm sorry. And I'm just going to slowly back away from this chest area.
She will basically like take it and like half offer to not take it, but recognize Juno, you would know that she's like basically succumbing to understanding. People are visiting here. There are a lot of new people who don't understand necessarily all the details of the customs and culture here. So she's being like very forgiving about the whole situation.
Sister, I had another awful idea.
Should I? And I'm gonna reach into my coin purse. Just like prepare.
No, not. I won't destroy anything. Don't worry.
Okay.
You know how we are twins, right?
What?
So that's like lifelong roommates. What if we
Not
cocoon
always.
together, just like the womb?
What if what? Cocoon? Together? Like the
just-
womb?
Yes.
That
Yeah.
was
I
the
ate
sentence.
our other sibling. Like, are you sure you want to do that?
I think I'm a little big for you to eat me now.
What?
I feel like there's
that
just like
comment
someone
really
there's
quickly-
someone on the outside of this situation, just like a random person walking by the festival that just looked horrified probably. Like,
Yes.
what?
100%. And in that moment, as soon as the sentence I'm a little too big for you to eat me, Ulta is going to I'm just gonna go help them clean those chess pieces off. And she's just gonna walk and like there's like nothing about however that ends that Ulta wants to hear. So she's gonna go help that woman clean off all of Spunk's face cubes.
You know, I didn't
Which
hear
is
it like
just
that.
as sickening of a sentence to say.
I didn't hear it like that until you pointed it out, and now I'm crying.
Do you did you know that twins share a psychic resonance? And that if you are, depending on your proximity to one another, you might be able to share thoughts?
Yeah, every time she talks, I do get a headache.
Do you want to try an experiment really quick?
No,
Just want to test your twin psychic resonance.
I gotta
No,
be honest.
we're fraternal twins. It's not the same.
No,
I gotta be-
of course it's the same. You're twins. You
Nope.
share a meat space together.
Not by choice. Not by choice.
I gotta be honest. I'm not really willing to do any more of your experiments.
Okay, well, if you change your mind, I can open your third eye, as it were.
Remember
You don't
last
even
time?
have to touch my hand this time.
Remember last time you pushed me through a portal, and on the other side there was the big scary like lich man.
Well, I mean, if you think really hard about it, you probably did something to deserve it earlier in the day. Like, I don't know. Think about it for a minute.
Juno,
I'm sure you'll find the reason.
your passive perception is like a 25, right?
No, 21. Passive
20.
insight is 25 though.
Got it. Okay, 21
So
still.
vibe checking people, I can do.
Everybody's passive insight, go. Sorry, not insight, perception. Passive perception, please.
16.
Mine's 25.
Oh, shit.
My
17.
17.
Okay. Aster and Juno, while all of these shenanigans are happening, you will have this feeling of like, wait a minute, and look. I'm gonna imagine you're standing kind of side by side with each other, and you both just kind of like instinctively look down into your right at the same time, and you see a little girl just right at Juno's feet, staring straight up with like super wide eyes at Juno, and like, where the fuck did she come from? And you know that you have like crazy high, perception of the things around you, so it would actually still surprise you at least a little bit that you only noticed her like when she was already right at your feet. And she's got this wooden stick that is like, it's not just a little twig that she picked up off the ground. It actually looks like a very small version of a fashioned staff. It's kind of crude, a little bit lumpy, almost as if she's made it herself. And she's just gonna kind of take it in her two hands and hold it up to Juno. Aster, you would understand this as sort of like a child's crude way of asking someone to, like, I'm gonna say, bless their possession, like put a boon onto their possession, like a gift. But it's a completely silent gesture, and Juno, you have no idea what this is.
I think Aster would like take that beat of just like, oh, that's so cute.
While you're having that moment, I need you to know that Juno is looking down with her creepy ass bug eyes, like giving the most unnerving look of where the fuck did this come from? Still about this child just showing up and sneaking up on her, because not many people do that. So she's like, who dares disturb my slumber, is a similar energy to what she is exuding right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, some of the little ones really do that. Yeah, Aster will put a hand on Juno's shoulder, say, this means that she really respects you as a powerful caster and adventurer, and she actually wants your blessing on that staff.
Why? Hey, no, Spunk, you don't get to laugh.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I didn't know you could hear me up there. My bad.
So, Corndog, I missed it. I'm sorry. What did you do with this?
I haven't done nothing with it besides stare at the situation with great confusion.
This little girl is gonna look at Aster with this clear look of like, can you help me? And then do this, like, thrusting this little staff up at Juno again.
I'm gonna like step, like, because I was like right next to them. I'm gonna move over a little bit, and then I'm gonna like kneel next to her and like hold my bow up, like, bless this, please, to kind of help her get the ball rolling.
She will look at you with kind of like this look of surprise, and like still has these super wide eyes, like she's starstruck by all of you right now, and then just kind of like look up at Juno again, and then hold out one hand over the top of your bow in a certain way, and like give a bow, and then retract, and then she'll like quickly dart a look behind her, and you'll see this little boy like behind a tree that's over there, like peeking over, also with like these super wide eyes, and you can see this bent stick kind of coming over his head with a string on it. And Icarus, you would recognize this as like a crudely made little bow.
Oh my god. And I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, she blessed my bow. I was just trying to mock Juno, but oh my god.
I'll pick up her staff, kind of understanding this better. And then I'm going to find a comfortable looking stump or tree to rest upon with it, beckoning her to follow me. Still unnerved about this. And then once I get a moment to sit down, I'm gonna cast Commune on it, and it takes me about a minute.
Nice. Okay, while that's happening, Ulta, you're going to see while this is happening, what does your swarm look like right now?
Oh, it is probably very comfy. Like if we're in a very nature-based space, you're probably seeing like small bunnies, little like small fluffy creatures, like small woodland creatures that are a little bit less aggressive versus the hissing opossums that frequented around her while in Waterdeep. Or the kingfishers from when they're in combat.
Okay. After seeing like these little kids just start popping out of the woodwork, quite literally, you'll see another little girl that's sort of just like following one of the spirits around you. And at first it was like she's just kind of walking around you in a circle, but you can see that she's like very focused on that and has a little wooden implement in one hand, and she like snaps out of it after a minute and like looks at you and sort of sheepishly like reaches one hand out to your hand to sort of pull it toward her.
Oh, yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. And she holds up a couple of sticks that are fashioned into a cross with like a string holding the one taut and bent, and shows you like her side where she's got this little leather pouch that's got other sticks in it. It's like a little crossbow and bolts that she's made, and she does the same motion toward you with this stick crossbow that the other kid has done with Juno with the staff.
Oh yeah, Ulta would instantly she's pretty small and short in stature anyways, but she would move to be like even smaller and probably start fiddling with the crossbow, reinforcing it, like kind of just like, I understand it's like kind of like a toy, but kind of tuning it up and making sure that like it might even be dangerous, but like making it so that it can shoot tiny little sticks and shit.
Nice.
Versus just it being like a fake toy, like making it like a BB gun but a crossbow.
Nice. And then finally, as this is all happening, Icarus and Spunk. Icarus, the little boy that's been hiding behind the tree, finally kind of comes out toward you and like shows you this bow that he's fashioned. It's actually a little bit more, I'm gonna say, more well crafted than the crossbow presented to Ulta was, as if a little bit more experience was put into putting this together. And Spunk, another little boy, walks up to you and is like looking at you with this confused, like, what do I look at sort of vibe, and holds up a staff like pointed right above your head and has this really serious look on his face and says a word that you immediately recognize as the verbal component of prestidigitation, and then like little sparks come out of it. And they both hold up their little makeshift weapons toward you guys with the same motion.
Are you threatening me? I pick up my staff. Make bigger sparks.
Yeah, he looks at you with like these super wide eyes.
Juno, what did you do with your creep? I don't know what they want.
I'm staring at this kid who's staring at me, and it's very uncomfortable for everyone, probably. But I just ask her, if you could ask a goddess 3 yes or no questions, what would they be?
You say this to the child?
Yep.
Okay. She just kind of stares at you. Your passive insight would tell you she absolutely does not understand what you're saying.
Duh.
Do I have no? I'm dumb in this game. I'm brilliant, but I'm dumb.
I'm gonna pick up my kid's staff and just like hold it up and then cast light on it and hand it back to him.
Nice.
I love that.
This kid is going to light up figuratively just as much as the staff did, literally, and like jump up and have grabby hands toward you with it. And as soon as he has it, just takes off toward the others that have already, that people have already done things with, and they just start like play jousting with each other. And Aster, you can hear them saying, like, having this very happy and excited exchange of in Druidic. Like, one of them says, I get to be Ulta the Dragon Slayer, and another says, I get to be Icarus the Dragon Slayer, and I get to be Spunk the Dragon Slayer, and they slowly go across all of your names.
Oh,
Looks like I win. Juno and Icarus.
Juno, so what do you do with this commune?
Could I stop casting it to cast tongues?
I mean, yeah.
Never mind, God. Let me put you on hold for just 1 second.
I'm gonna cast tongues, so I can ask her what 3 yes or no questions would you ask a god should you have the opportunity to do so.
Okay.
I only can't cast a spell for a week, so here you go.
Okay, so she would say, her first question would be, when can I slay dragons too?
That is not a yes or no question, so I'm gonna have you rephrase that.
Can I help fight the bad dragons?
I'm going to cast Commune to ask the Moon Weaver can this child fight bad dragons?
Can we recruit this child?
oh God.
The
This
answer
kid's
will
freaking me out.
the answer will be no, and your insight would give you the sense that this answer is in the interest of the child's safety.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. The answer for right now is no, but
She looks really disappointed.
there's a but, so it's no, but like there's always potential in the future. It's just right now, no.
Oh, wait a minute.
That got me right in the giggle day. God damn it, chat.
Okay, you know what? This is flavor. I'm not gonna get technical here. You can understand each other. Okay. Can I use the staff and be like Juno?
I asked that same question.
You get a very strong yes.
Yes.
Yes. She's gonna do the very childlike fist pump kind of yes. And
my heart will grow 3 sizes larger upon that happening. Because that's dope as shit.
hell yeah. And then the last question is, oh shit, making me think. And like a 4-year-old child, basically. Can I have cool moon magic too?
Didn't she have cool moon magic too?
You will get a yes, but your insight will tell you that she already does.
I'm going to lean into this knowledge, and I'm going to kind of like lean in really close to her, like check under one armpit, Check under another armpit. Lift up her hair, set it back down. And then just look at her and be like, you already have it, kid.
She's gonna have that huge gasp and then like hold her hands out with like the grabby hands. Can I have it back? Can I have it back? Kind of thing going on.
She moonbeams us all.
It's a moonbeam of love, everyone.
Oh, it's hot.
Just this hot line coming through the entire party.
Oh, just burning
The
everything.
face of the earth. Yeah.
Look, I did that one time and it was real bad. We all had a big, nice conversation after that.
Sure did.
I will happily hand it back to her while casting Fairy Fire on it.
Nice. All right. All of these kids excitedly take their weapons that you have blessed and continue playing in what is clearly an imitation of you all. Yes, go ahead.
Can I? So this isn't in the spell as written, but can I cast invisibility on the kid's bowstring
Okay.
to make it more like mine? Because mine shoots like magic arrows, so I don't have to reload it. So can I make his have an invisible bowstring? So
I
it
mean,
looks
hell yeah.
and like the one thing I'd like to do is I'd like to be like, all right, show me what you got, and I'll like correct his like archery posture, and I'll be like, yes, this is it.
Nice. Okay,
And
make you know what? No, I'm not gonna have it make a check for that. This is fun role playing. So yeah, you spend like a minute maybe. He like tries to show off he's like elbows way out here, and he's got this awkward fist pulling back the string, and then you like correct him to have like arms down and pulling with his back instead of his elbow sort of thing to correct his posture a bit.
And I'll like poke him in the chest and like show like do like an overemphasized deep breath to kind of like show him to like breathe while you do it,
Nice.
because I know I can't talk to him. And then once he finishes his training, I'll give him one of my arrows for my quiver.
Oh, nice. Okay, so he's gonna put that in his quiver, and this thing is long enough and he's small enough that it's like almost
Yeah.
the length of his body.
Oh my goodness.
So in his quiver, it's like bobbing all around because it's so big and like long compared to the container. But then he like starts running around with this like awkward, like trying to keep his stance, but still playing with the other kids. And now they're off frolicking about.
He's not putting
as
the
if
real
they're-
arrow in the bow, is he?
No, he's
Give him a weapon.
it's kept in his quiver. He's back
Okay.
to a stick now for like this playtime, and it's very clear that they're running around having like a battle that is imitating clearly you all. And I think with that, it's time for our first break.
I didn't think this could
We'll
get
be
any
right
more
back.
wholesome. Oh my goodness. about the ad. It looks good.
All right, we're in. Hey, hi, hello. We're back. Hey, we're back at the Festival of Dreams, and we've already had some fun stuffs happen. I'm gonna leave it there. What do you guys want to do? Hyacinth, yes.
Can we call it the Boulevard of Unbroken Dreams?
You can call it what you want, but in world it's called the Festival of Dreams. So do what you want and see what happens.
I'll talk to the mayor.
Do you want to actually talk to the mayor? I can't tell if you're joking or not.
I'll figure it out whenever. You guys can do your thing. I'll figure out who I'm talking to.
Yeah, Aster's just looking amongst the party, you know, who have blessed all these weapons of these kids that are play fighting, and it's just like the most like, oh, I love my friends kind of look. It's like, look at them go.
I think to celebrate the play fighting, we should show them a real fight, and we should just beat each other up.
I think that might change the vibe just a little.
I didn't mean it in like a graphic way, but like a show off our skills. Like they'll see the real thing, they'll be excited, you know.
Oh, there'll be plenty of time for that. There are a bunch of like more competitive, like sport type games.
I forgot
that I think would show that a little bit better.
Just in case it is not being remembered and would like to be used, excuse my aggressive passive language, but Aster, you would recall that there is the area where like actual sparring is happening, that this sort of idea could be carried out.
Yeah, we could spar.
I forgot
But
that
but
fighting.
then
each
there's all
other?
the other stations too. Like, there's the storytelling station. There's one more about dance. One more about like visual type
You have
art.
a storytelling station?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not allowed to tell stories outside of that area?
Well, no, it's just specifically focused on storytelling. If
Oh. Can we go to the storytelling station?
sure,
Do we have to tell stories or can we just listen to one?
you can just listen.
I want to hear a story, you guys.
And heck, I don't know if you guys are being facetious on purpose or not. So just to clarify, in case not, Aster would understand that this quote unquote storytelling area is much more the like actual oratory or like oral prose passing down of knowledge and history kind of aspect of things, not just like campfire stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not like children's stories? Fucking.
I mean, some of it might be like more directed, like to be able to be explained to children.
It's not
it's like class.
historical smut orations.
No,
Well, we've been on a theme of like books, so I just wanted to.
I mean you're right. You're right.
Okay. Well, I thought it was gonna be like a puppet show kind of thing, not like a seminar on calculus for children.
Well, I mean, not so much anymore. Some of the previous elders have used more like visual type stuff as part of their storytelling, whether they paint things on the walls, they, you know, kind of recall you know, history of you know, how we came to be.
Mm-hmm. What else you got?
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I would love to learn more about where you came from, because clearly it's not just the face value of like you guys are bound to spirits. There's something more to it, I imagine. Yeah.
Oh, there's a bunch. I mean, we've been around for quite a few generations at this
How do we
point.
know when they're telling that story?
Which one?
The origins of your people, or is it just kind of on a loop with
I
the
mean,
same
you could
village elder?
probably ask once, you know, one kind
take
of
requests?
event that's.
So heck, just as a reminder, there is if it's a question of like the story of your people, there's the Cave of Life, that you sent
Mhm.
me, which is here, and you don't have to do the dream trip
That's true.
to go to.
That's true.
And if
yeah.
it's a question about like other druidic circles and tribes that the storytelling place is focused on, then it would be there. So those are basically the choices. Is it about you and your people, or is it about some of the other people in the druidic circles?
I mean, I think that's a great question. What do you want to know, Spunk?
I mean, if they're taking requests, I asked you a lot of questions when we first met, if you remember.
Mm-hmm. Mostly
None of
about
these
what
questions-
animals I can be.
Yeah. A lot of those questions went unanswered. And I kind of want to see if there's like a village elder who might know specifically what happens. Like, let's see if I can remember the questions. Oh, when you change into an animal, how do you decide what it looks like? Like, if you transformed into a horse, is there like a big horse cock attached? Do you have to visualize the horse cock? Or do you just make like a Ken doll kind of horse shape? Is it an actual horse? Or is it just like a horse facsimile? Second, what happens to your clothing, where it goes when you become an animal? And what was the other one? If you eat in human form and shapeshift into an animal, what happens to the food on the inside of you? Does it stay the same size and shape, or does it shift with you? I guess a lot of these questions are more about the mechanics of shifting than they are about your heritage, but I have
Yeah, exactly.
so many
It's like
questions.
now that we've kind of gone through the list, it seems like none of the locations mentioned are the ones that will help.
Nobody here's gonna know the answers to this. You're telling me that the village elders, magic, aren't going to be able to tell me in detail these things? We won't be able to force magic an elder to tell us what he thinks the mechanics of shifting are? And more importantly, you're not interested to see what the elder magic has to say on that matter? You look like you couldn't be less interested in what magic an elder has to say on magic.
I mean, we could certainly do that, but I mean, I think the focus of this is to celebrate the festival more than it is to
Sure.
go down a whole rabbit hole that we could do any other time.
I also have
Literally just said like 2 seconds ago, Spunk, that you did not want to go to class, and now you're asking for like the greatest class.
well, like I thought they were like initially this made it sound like you were talking about like they're just giving a seminar and like passing down the knowledge of like how to start fires. And I was like, oh God, I can't imagine anything I would rather see less.
The omniscient fourth wall god of creation secretly gives Heck a handshake behind the table for diverting these questions instead of making me have to.
But I guess there are also the secondary questions of like, who is the first shifter and where did he come from? Do you guys have like, is it like an Avatar story, or is there like the first person? Human? I don't know. Are shifters humans or are they their own thing? I'm not really.
They're kind of their own thing, and that I feel like someone would have a story for.
I'm interested in that. Let's do that. Where do we go for this?
Well, we could try the Cave of Life. That's where a lot of our history is kind of recorded in a more physical way. And if there's not an answer there, we could probably ask one of the elders actually telling stories. Chances are that's been passed down at some point.
Okay, where's the Cave of Life? I almost said the Cave of Wonders. You said the Cave of Life. You said the Cave of Life?
Disturb my slumber.
Slumber.
Don't touch anything while we're here.
Oh,
It's
you
the
Spunk would have got
second
us killed so fast with that chessboard in his
one.
mouth.
Dude, oh my god. Yeah, you're right.
I'll be buried alive.
That's just being part of the fucking Sahara Desert.
Okay, so where would we find this cave of life then?
Oh, it's right over this way. Come on, let's go. And we go.
Aster turns around. There's a giant cave behind them that we didn't notice this entire time.
I
I feel
missed.
like it's a little further back and more out of the way because this is like
Yeah.
more close to like the foot of the mountain.
Yeah, and the grove that you're in is like it's actually very large. I said there are several dozen people here. I mean, I don't mean like 24 to 36. I mean like 70 plus, like nearing 100. So it's a pretty crowded and busy space. You wouldn't really have noticed much of what's beyond the perimeter you can see because everything's been so busy and bustling this whole time. Okay, so you lead them to the what's it called? Cave of
Cave of Wonders.
Life. Cave of Life. Okay. What is your intent with the Cave of Life, Aster?
Really just to kind of show them around. Because I mean, to kind of describe what it looks like as we're walking in, it is like kind of just the more like outside portion of this cave system within the mountains, and kind of looking amongst all of the walls and even some of the ceiling, getting kind of higher up. There are all of these carvings and paintings of the history of the Karu tribe. There are lots of different people. There's many depictions of the great tree that we walked out of. There are just really all kinds of things regarding what we've been through, you know, for as long as we've been here, or at least as long as most people can remember. What's kind of interesting though is, despite there being kind of written language elsewhere, the Cave of Life does not have written language in it. Despite there not being words, the story is conveyed all the same.
Nice. Okay, so anybody who would like to be trying to sort of interpret this, I don't really know of a better way to say it, but I guess like a hieroglyphic depiction of the history of the Karu, you may make an insight check. This is if you're trying to like read to understand what's going on here. Whoa!
Nope.
I forgot you have a plus 15. That's insanity.
The fact that insight is a wisdom check is fucking insane.
Okay, so
What else is gonna be?
so
Intellect.
Bright, or I guess
No.
Spunk. As far as you can tell, there's a lot of pictures here. There's clearly a story to be told. There is a start and finish that you can kind of. I think that's the start. I think that's the end, and this is like a flow. But everything else is like, Icarus, you would understand at least a sort of beginning to current, and that beginning is something along the lines of like how shifters came to be. So this would be eons ago, as far as you're concerned.
I love that I get the answer to your question.
Juno and Ulta, it's like reading a book in common to you. Like, oh yes, this absolutely makes sense. For you guys, it basically starts. I'm hyper summarizing here, but there's a lot more detail. You're free to ask anything you want. It basically starts with this depiction of people who were afflicted with diseases by like werewolves, not werewolves, wolves. And other creatures of similar capability of like when you're wounded by a certain creature of nature, you become afflicted with a unique disease, and in a lot of cases people would just die because it was essentially like poison. to their people, but some people would recover and adapt, and this is basically what their people are depicting as the origination of were people. And then those people essentially procreated with other non-were people, and over a long line of genealogy, you essentially have now shifters, people who are, when they're born with the innate ability to change into other creatures. It's not necessarily a disease anymore or an uncontrolled affliction. It is on command. It's under their control, and with more experience over time, they're able to do much bigger, much larger, and more powerful creatures that they can shift in and out of and stay, you know, more over time. A lot of these people are nomadic. They stay in tribes, but they have a connection with each other and a very spiritual-esque connection with, like, the earth, the sky, the nature around them, and their connection to what you understand as the weave, which is like this external source of being able to use magic, is more based in nature than in other cases where people just understand, like, tapping into a force. And then basically like a history of Aster's tribe leading up to current.
Say, Aster, I've deciphered tomes, learned how to teach myself magic, and I can bend the will of weave and physics to my very whim, but these pictures make no sense to me, so I need to ask you questions. Because everyone but the smartest cryptid in the room understands what's written here.
It happens. The dice be mean sometimes.
The bitch is what they are.
Listen, now you know how I felt during chess. I can roll above a natural 10.
At least the
Fucking
dice were
oof.
being thematic. Brain,
True.
chess, easy. Brain, language, I can't. I don't know.
The dice giveth and the dice taketh away.
Yeah.
The dice need to learn a fucking rule of insight. It's wisdom.
Yeah,
Give me a goddamn break. Anyway.
I think Aster would kind of point out like very like specific parts of the history to kind of show more of what they mean. Like, for example, to kind of depict the origins from things more like lycanthropy, could be something like a almost like a progression of handprints that start as just kind of human, but like right over is one that has like kind of these like claw-like protrusions that would be like clearly like marked into the rock face itself. You can just kind of explain, yeah, it's like it started with something not very great, or at least from what I've heard. I've never experienced lycanthropy, so I couldn't say. But just kind of over time, it's more or less become a much more benign and actually beneficial and empowering part of ourselves. I'm not sure who the first one was. Maybe he was the one, or she was the one with this handprint. I don't know.
So we know that lichens and shifters are like their separate thing, right? But you said you were a member of the Karu tribe. So how many tribes are there?
We settle on like about a dozen.
13.
Right? 13?
Yeah.
Okay.
13 tribes.
A baker's dozen.
A baker's dozen.
So there's 13 tribes, and you're a member of the Karu firm. Got it.
Do the tribes have like different themes or like different like virtues or like things that are like important to them? Like, or like is it just like different landscapes settled in different areas and it's just like they're all, because you know, like,
Well,
are they earth, water, wind, and fire, or like
not necessarily that. I've never really encountered, one tribe that's, favored one aspect of nature over others. But, they all have different history. 'Cause essentially, these events happened in different places, but that the same event ties us all together still.
Yeah, I was curious because like I know you guys host, you also host sports games, sports ball games. So I didn't know if there was like a theme like that, like you were like the, the fighters or like
the
the
Karu
more-
Caraboos.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
some do value some things more than others. Like some value the keeping of, history and lore and gathering as much knowledge about all of the tribes in one place as possible. And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
we're a little bit more inclined to, seek out dreams as, an answer to our questions or to visit elsewhere, like you've seen.
I remember now that someone said that they were the circle of order, and that you're the circle of dreams.
Mhm.
What are the other circles? Does everyone have a circle? Is anyone a square?
I don't think anyone's a square.
It's
Not that I've heard of, but
God,
Who
what a
knows?
silly question that is. Squares are like the least magical shape. Circles
Add all
and
the
triangles,
cube
Icarus, for Christ's
spells.
sake.
Do you think Icarus knows what a magical shape is?
You've got like 6 classes that all cast
It's a
magic, so
penis.
you should fucking know one of them, Icarus. Triangles and
Yeah.
squares, goddammit. Most magical shapes, triangles, squares, and lines, linear lines.
You just said squares are the least magical.
Triangles and circles.
You said squares though.
You're a square. Lightning bolt.
Oh, Jesus.
Shit, I lost my turn. Oh, so Karu from Circle of Dreams, 13 tribes. You have to work your way up to doing more shapes,
I
right?
mean, it takes
square.
practice, yeah.
What was your first shape?
Oh, that's a really good question. Gosh, it's been a while ago.
Think any CR 1/8 creature or beast here.
Fuck, I don't
I gotcha. You didn't know there was gonna be a test, did you?
Shit, fuck.
How
hold
dare
on.
you ask us how to play these characters we've played for the last 5 years and things about them? How
Fuck,
dare
man.
you?
I'm gonna go out on a gamble and say it was a
Hold on,
honey
hold on.
badger.
No, that's
Honey Badger
not
don't give
gonna
a
be
fuck.
1/8. That's not gonna be 1/8. You don't fuck with them.
Oh, man.
1/8, 1/8, 1/8.
A
Oh my god, can you imagine being a fucking dolphin? I just saw that.
No, they swim,
that'd
that's not
be
1/8.
very funny.
Okay, swimming creatures is way higher.
Or like they might be 1/8, but you can't turn into them
Yeah,
until
you
can
can't
be
turn
swimming.
into them. Exactly.
Actually, those are that's not shifter rules. Those are druid rules.
Oh yeah, yeah.
True.
You could have
True.
shifted into.
You could be a
anything.
dolphin. You could be a dolphin.
No,
Are
no,
you an
no.
animorph?
No, I'm actually I am going to go with a deer.
That's so brave.
Oh, cause isn't your fire spirit a stag?
Mm-hmm.
That's so symbolic. I love that.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say your father's first one was the bird he had.
I kind of want to know how many different kinds of lycanthrope there are. But I know that's not really a question to ask you, right?
Yeah, it's not something I would know probably.
Hmm. So, lycanthropes have to be bitten, right?
On the walls, you would see very clearly, even if you don't understand it, it would be very clearly depicted as at least 2, a bear and a wolf.
Oh, so bears and wolves are the ones that they've recorded here, but okay.
Do you also have? I can't say it. I can't say it. I was gonna say, is there also a category for twinks on there?
No, there's otters though.
I was like, well, now I've pointed out that I was going to make a joke. I just have to say
Weird
it.
wolves, weird bears, weird twinks. No, but like What's interesting to me is that if you have to be bitten to become a lycanthrope, like it makes sense that you'd be a weird bear or a weird wolf. But like, there are weird elephants in Waterdeep, and I wonder if at some point, because you can be born a weird elephant, I guess you can be born with lycanthropy, but at some point, somewhere, someone had to be bitten by an elephant.
There
And
are
I
were
wonder-
elephants?
That would be loxodonthropy. That's wild to me.
Loxodonthropy. Yeah, but somebody had to have been bitten by an elephant at some point, and it
Do they have
changed them
to? Are you sure?
at some point.
No, they could be
had it.
scratched by one too, right?
But they don't have claws. They just have, what's it called? Not
Little stumpy
cartilage.
legs, yeah.
Not cartilage. What's it called?
A hoof?
They don't have hooves either.
They have the stompy hooves.
No, but it's made of something, and then it's not cartilage. It's
What?
oh fuck! I just heard this, and it's the reason why they walk quietly instead of like loud.
Is it made of hair?
No,
What else?
hold on. I'm
Here you
thinking.
go. The sole of the elephant foot is covered by a thick keratinized squam.
Keratin. That is hair. Keratin's hair, right?
Keratinized what, Chrissy?
Keratinized squamous epithelium, the epidermis, which lies on the massive layer of dense connective tissue forming the dermis. The
It's
interface
gristle,
between-
right?
I would no. It's not. That's not the same as gristle. No.
It sounds
they're
like a fancy way
it's
to
like,
say heavy webbed feet.
No. Their feet are flat
No,
because of a
no, it's
large
like-
pad of gristle under each heel, which acts as a shock absorber to help them walk quietly. They have gristle on their feet.
Why did
It's
they call it
it's because it's squishy gristle. That's what's on there. It's
We could have
gelatin. They're basically walking around on jello molds on the bottom of their feet so they can tiptoe. Listen, you don't have to like it for it to be true. But the case remains that an elephant cannot scratch you because they don't have nails.
But keratin is the protein that makes up nails
And,
and hair.
sure,
So it's kind of still a nail.
it's fibrous, but it says it's gristle here on the elephant nature
Well,
park.
they can scratch you with their gristle.
I mean, my brain. You can't be scratched by gristle. Do you know what gristle is? Have you ever had gristle on your steak? It's not very sharp, Hyacinth. I mean, Icarus. It's smooth, like Icarus's brain. All thoughts.
Jeez.
No valleys or bumps, no ridges or lumps. Gristle.
At this moment, while this conversation is happening, Ulta is going to whisper to Juno, I'm gonna just go grab like a drink or something. This is like a lot. I will be right back. And in the middle of the discussion of hoof versus gristle, Ulta is going to try to sneak out to get like an ale or a fresh pressed juice. I don't know, whatever. Just some sort of.
Please give me one too.
Just to exit that conversation. She is just trying to exit that conversation for it to happen. But please continue it.
Now, if you have questions, you're more than welcome to interject with a question you might have about lichens or shifters.
I think we should do a fun, like, tag yourself game. Where, like, what circle would you be from?
You want us
Well,
to play an appropriation game?
Never mind, we shouldn't play that game.
Ruh-roh.
That's wise. He's the wisest thing you've ever said.
Icarus has learned so much.
Oh,
I
man.
didn't, I didn't think about it like that. I
Yeah.
just,
It's okay. We got there, and it's all good.
the things, like, never sound bad in my head until I say them out loud.
Yeah. It's-
Over the table, I suffer from the same thing a lot, so I understand it. and I respect the fact that we're trying to be respectful. Oh man. Okay, Ulta is by herself now, going off to get what she referred to as a drink.
A hot toddy.
Right. Okay, Ulta. You go back out of the cave, and the whole crowd is still very much buzzing. You would notice immediately that, no differently than before, like very frequently, people like look over to you, and like you have a lot of attention, but people are trying to be polite about it. If they catch your eye, they will just do it, like give you a quick bow and then continue what they're doing. You very much get a sense that you are well known and well respected in this place for whatever reason. But you have heard the words that Aster translated to you, hero, friend. It seems that basically everybody knows about you and your party's exploits and is in awe of that. You're going to find the area that this display of food and drinks was at, and upon getting closer to it, you will notice that it, like the entire thing, basically has this half transparent effect, which is what Aster explained to you. Is it's not there, but it's being projected there, and you at least knew from physically touching her father that there is still something to physically touch, and there are a couple people kind of tending in projection form to this table. You'll notice a whole bunch of food on like one half that is much more simple, crude. I don't know if those are the right words to explain it the way I'm imagining it, but it's much more like a quarter of a cow or like a quarter of a deer, and like a pile of a plant or an herb, and like they're organized and separated, so it's like a bunch of the same thing, but it's just bunches of very simply prepared, I guess, foods. On the other half is going to be, it's going to be split 50-50, so a much smaller array of foods that are more prepared, I'm going to say, in a way that you're used to. So there's a clear difference between like the food on the left, the food on the right, and the food on the right is less organized but more pretty. It's almost as if like the food on the left, the people who prepared it knew what they were doing, and the food on the right, they kind of like didn't know what they were doing, but it's more than they had. And then the other half of that second half, so this quarter, is going to be like various casks and barrels and containers of beverages.
Yeah, and if I can actually add something too, because specifically Ulta is going to this table, you will notice that amongst the food items, there are some prepared bugs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she was just looking for drinks. So as soon as she sees that there's like a spreads of things, she was looking for like a water cooler to fill up a water skin, like sticking a water skin under a tap, filling it up, and then walking away, kind of. Like, she was just using it as like an excuse to exit the conversation about various types of skin on feet. So as soon as she starts to see that this is like much more, I'm gonna use the word intimate maybe, like, or like thought about, you know, she will very quickly head back towards the group, excitedly, because this is something that like she's excited about. And as they are kind of like going back and forth about if elephants can indeed scratch, she will excitedly say, guys, there's like, you know, when we asked for the feast and we like wanted it to be really cool and water deep, and it just got kind of awkward and weird, this one actually feels like what we were looking for, but it's not in this cave. So I'll wait out here while you guys finish the conversation about feet and hooves.
I'm coming with right now. I am exiting the conversation as quickly as I can, walking in the exact direction also pointed, and just not engaging.
Well,
Too
no
much.
reason we can't walk and talk. I'm taking notes here, as you can see.
And she will kind of like hang back a little bit as Aster is walking out. Listen, it was really cool to hear about that stuff. Maybe later we can talk about it privately, where maybe we don't talk about the genitalia and the feet so much. I have so many
fair.
questions.
Do you
not
think we could
related
get a
to
private room
either
with
of
an elder?
those topics.
Do you think we could speak with an elder about the genitalia and such?
It's just Aster's just like pushing.
You just
stuff
had to open that
away.
bag of tricks, didn't
Just
you?
like, yeah, just like moves out of the conversation.
I wanted to know.
Faces Ulta, and it's like I would really like that.
Spunk, I don't think there are any elders here today. We might have to ask another time. And I'll give a wink.
But then what will I do with this big blank space right here in my note?
We can make up some theories while they have a real adult conversation.
I even labeled it. Now I have nothing to put under genitals in my notes section.
Aster, I have to admit, I saw a few things that were really interesting to me on some of these plates and tables.
Oh yeah.
I would love for you to tell us. I mean, I don't eat a ton of meat, so hopefully it's not a meat-based meal, but like, what's the comfort food of your dreams that we're about to eat? The one that you're like, when we're in the middle of combat, you're like, man, if I die, I wish I could taste this one food right before that would happen.
Oh, I've totally got you covered then. Let's get back to the table. And I think once we're there, like since these are like, we can touch them because like we can still touch the projections, but like, are these foods edible?
So Aster would understand that with the projections of everything and everybody that is projections, you can physically interact with by like touch. By you hugged your father and other people touched him, even though he's physically not there. You could touch and pick up certain things, but eating them wouldn't be possible. There is. It's like half of a ritual that's been done, and in order to actually take and consume anything that's off this table, this means that the food and beverage physically exists in another place right now. You would have to participate in a very simple, like second half of a ritual. It's basically the same as casting a spell, to put it crudely, to like finish bringing it here, and then you could actually have it and consume it.
Yeah, I think Aster would go ahead and do that then.
Okay.
And try to like help the rest of the group along doing that. I'm not sure if I can just like cover everyone or they
Yeah.
We
have
should
to
just take the whole
participate or not.
table to be safe.
You guys keep talking. I'm gonna say out loud, I completely missed our opportunity to have like a formal second break, and I don't want to do that with half hour left. So keep talking. I will be right back. Any questions from me, I'll handle in a minute. Keep going.
All right, everyone. Now we have to ask the serious questions.
I actually have a serious question about. Are you?
Prove it.
No. So, like, as a shifter, are you carnivorous, omnivorous, or the other one?
Herbivorous?
Herbivorous. Yes, that's the one. Thank you.
And then there's even more of those. The thing like insectivorous, piscivorous, frugivorous.
Are you carnivorous, herbivorous, or bisexual?
I mean, personally, I guess I would classify myself omnivorous, but I mean, everybody kind of does their own thing.
Oh, okay. So it's not like a cultural thing to be like one way, because you shape. I would imagine that there would be a lot of vegetarians in like the shifter community because you mesh with their spirits, and having like that connection might make it weird to eat one of them. So I could see it.
Yeah, I mean, there are certainly those with that have mindset about it. But then there are many of us that kind of see this as just being a part of nature and being a part of this ecosystem that we're living in.
Is there anyone in your tribe who is a straight carnivore?
No, Mike's gay.
He's gay. He eats a lot of meat.
I don't think so.
I wanted to ask someone who is carnivorous what their comfort food would be. Like, what's the carnivore's mashed potatoes? You know?
Yeah. I'm not sure. I mean,
What kind of
there
creature
might
would you
be-
stuff in your face if you were feeling sad? Gerbil, perhaps, or something
God.
hilarious?
I'm going to find any and all food I can right now. And I'm going to find the loudest chips and the loudest bag to pick up and just grab some chips, shove them in my mouth, and crunch as loud as I possibly can.
Cornbread
It's
said,
just
I'm
that-
tired of these questions.
What's
It's
the
just
thing
that
you
I
can cuss
wonder-
myself from within.
I wonder if there's like a food that tastes more comforting, or if it's more about eating the most hilarious animal to pick up your spirits. Like, if I was a weird alligator, I would absolutely go and snatch up a live duck, because that would tickle me to watch a duck just get obliterated by like my jaws. You know,
Aster, have
they're the
you
funniest animal.
specifically answered this question? And as a follow-up, if not, I can. If you have not.
I mean, I said like the Aster doesn't know of any like specifically carnivorous people in the tribe. So yeah.
Guinea pigs are about potato shape.
So-
if you were to get the potato masher,
So Aster would understand that in general, the Druidic people have this overall concept of living off the land. So overall, kind of omnivore, sometimes leaning more toward herbivore, or sometimes leaning more toward carnivore. And as far as the comfort food question goes, Aster would know. It would basically come down to one of two things for most people. And it's not about the like taste of the food itself. It's more about the process of obtaining it and the amount of respect and spirituality that goes behind the earth has provided. So I give my thanks kind of aspect. In some people's case, it would be the sustenance of finishing a difficult hunt. So more on the meat side of things, like a big game, maybe a rare animal, or a very big, strong animal that is difficult to kill kind of thing. But like the satisfaction of finishing a difficult hunt. And on another side, it might be like to mirror that more, the aspect of like finding a very rare but what is the word I'm looking for? A rare but high in sustenance, like fruit or herb or plant. Think good berry. Like you can conjure a good berry and it has a very potent healing trait to it. So like someone who is a gatherer that finds something rare but wholesome and high in sustenance like that would be a comfort food on that side of things.
Then what is it about potatoes?
Yeah, because I don't eat berries as a comfort food. I'm not a fucking rabbit. I eat macaroni, I eat garbage. So like, to that respect, would the most garbage animal be the most carnivorous? With like raccoons? Would raccoons be the most comforting food? What's more trash than a raccoon? I guess like crabs. Crabs are bottom
That is
feeders.
so rude to crabs. How
Yeah, but-
dare you?
Let's be real about crabs. They're garbage creatures
Crabs
that
are
eat
the
their
new
own.
meta. Everything eventually goes back to becoming a crab.
They're either eating garbage off the seafloor or eating their own young. And
All right,
it's like,
we have blown right past Chrissy wanting to say something like 7 times in
I'm
the
so
last 15
sorry.
minutes. Chrissy, what's up?
Yeah, Ulta's literally just going to pick up whatever food that Aster has identified as their comfort food, and start to intake that. Like, she's just trying to get some semblance of, like, you know, what's the meal that Aster's mom used to cook them when they were little? And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I want to try that. I'm not interested in, which is fine, but she's like, Aster, we're here with you. Can you tell me about your favorite things?
So
she'll
Aster,
she'll point to this this kind of large bowl of what looks like a soup. And it is just made out of various like tubers and roots that are kind of found around the area. Yeah, it's very warm, very like comfort food-esque.
So I'm gonna also point out for Aster's sake, for background, and for everybody else to potentially learn about, that would be essentially on the larger half of the spread, where like a lot of the stuff is in some ways more simple, but in other ways it looks like it's more intentionally put together. Like the people who did this knew what they were doing, aka they're accustomed to it. And on the other side is going to be slightly more elaborate food. And Aster, you would understand this to be like the people have learned how to create other foods from other cultures and are now sharing it here, but they don't know as much of it, so there's not as much of it.
Mm-hmm.
Ulta's gonna just down a bowl of that soup. Did your mom make this soup, or like your family? Like, does your family bring this soup to the festival? Or are you guys like the purveyors of the best type of? What is this called?
Yeah.
Soup?
She takes another sip of it. Yeah, this was them. And oh, what would she call it? Like, I don't think there's like a really like complex name for it. I think it's really just like a fruit stew. Like, it's very simply named. It's like just kind of a common thing that's made across the tribe.
what? So you say this is a comfort food. When was the last time this was made for you?
You know, probably the day before I left to sit out for greenest. No, it was
Day
a
bef-
really big undertaking, and my mom wanted to cheer me up and, you know, kind of cheer me on.
The day before I left for greenest, my mother made me a small packet of radishes with butter and salt, and packed them away. This just reminds me of something personal that she would probably do for me too.
I like how the stew kind of feels like a warm hug because of like the heat of it too.
Doesn't it?
Is it tasty? Like, what is it? What should I expect when I put this in my mouth? What the flavor profile?
It's a lot like a potato soup.
Oh. Spunk is gonna grab a bowl and just consume the bowl into his mouth. And then, like, you know how when you drink water with like ice bits in it and you get too much ice, you like drink the water and then you like spit the ice back out into your own drink.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like that. He'll take the whole bowl in and like suck on it for a second and then just spit out an empty bowl. Oh yeah, that's filling. That's I'm forgetting the word for food girthy.
What?
No.
What,
We don't
what
need it.
is-
We don't need
I'm
it.
trying to think of the word for food when food is girthy.
Filling?
I guess. I feel like there's a word I'm forgetting.
Thick with 2 C's.
Hardy. That's the word. It's
Hardy,
hardy.
okay.
Hardy.
That's a different
No, I
word.
did not-
Hardy is a
did not
much
get that. That
different
was
word
not
than
on the
your.
point.
Hardy and girthy, not two words that I would use interchangeably.
Yeah, no,
I love how your
that's.
brain works.
Mm.
I will say I did not know that's what he was saying. It does
Yeah.
make sense retroactively.
It's not
Yeah,
thick.
It's tangential, like it's tangential, but it is not.
It's
Even
not the
remotely.
same.
There
I
is
wouldn't have
no
made that
clear line from point A to point B
Listen,
with that word.
It's
You
a
have to-
squiggly line, but it connects A to B. That's all I'm saying. There's no in between
I think
stops.
you're like at G from A, so there's like
There's no stops. This is A, be girthy, hardy. They go together. There might be a squiggly line, but there are no stops on this bus.
I will say it's really interesting how food can carry so many like memories and messages with it.
Yeah, I mean, what did you all eat as kind of a comfort food? You're home,
My siblings.
or you too, Spunk.
No,
I
that
think he-
was my
I
answer.
think he said it said.
Oh, I
It's
see.
siblings.
I thought you
Yeah.
said the siblings, so like the twins. Oh, I see.
Yeah, no, we ate each other. We spawn in like groups of like 200 to 300. So like, you know, at the end of our cycle, there's like maybe 50 or 60 of us left that walk up on land. But
So after that part, maybe.
oh,
When you got maybe like sad or upset, what's
Sure.
What's
I mean,
something that you
when you've been
really like-
involved in like the carnage of swimming through your siblings' entrails, not a lot gets to you. So comfort foods are kind of a, you know, a band-aid on a gushing wound kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there haven't been many, but I guess like crickets. I like their crunch, I guess.
I will agree with that. They're pretty good.
Oh, you have to try one of these then. And Aster will, from the plate and like collection of bugs that are on the table, like that were prepared, she's gonna pick up a grasshopper that looks like it's been roasted and seasoned. And it's just gonna,
Holy
Hand it to her.
shit!
yeah, it's like a big.
That's the
big
biggest cricket I've ever seen.
Well, it's a grasshopper, but they're essentially the same thing.
Oh, it feels like it would be crunchy, but it's also meaty. Like I can feel the squish. Feel it. Look at that. He bulges a little bit when I squeeze him in the middle. He's just gonna take a big bite out of the middle one and snap it off like a pretzel stick in his mouth. And his eyes will go wide. Oh my weave. These taste almost like celery, but meat celery. There's like a protein aspect to them. It's really good, actually.
I honestly thought there for a second, Spunk, you were gonna say they tasted girthy, and I was gonna stop the conversation again.
No, these aren't potatoes.
Do you know how? Icarus, what did you guys? Can we just? What about you guys? What did you guys have?
bread, salads, a lot of wine.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't really remember Mom's cooking that much.
No,
But there-
she never
so-
did.
Some of the fresh bread in the village really was rich. Like there was one that was like a light and fluffy loaf, and it was like they like laminated so many herbs and like leaves into the dough that like you got a little bit of that earthy flavor within the light fluffiness of the bread. It was really nice.
That is nice. I don't think bread is really common around here. Like sometimes we'll make it, but it's not really the staple.
What is?
Oh, mostly things like the stew or venison is usually another one. Kind of whatever berries we can find around, various tree fruits, that kind of stuff.
Glancing around, are any of the children that we makeshifted literal killing machine weapons around? Are any of them around? Where like we've all taught them how to sword fight and do the thing? Yeah, no big deal.
They're still running around like play fighting. Are you going for anything specific?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of whistle over the kid that I makeshifted the crossbow to be able to shoot toothpicks at people.
Okay, make a persuasion check. If it wasn't obvious before, it would have been obvious by now that those kids overall were like super nervous to talk to you guys, and it took some working up of courage for all of them to do it. But yeah, the one that you beckon is gonna have like this moment of panic, like, oh, is she talking to me? And will sheepishly walk over with her little makeshift crossbow like in front of her, kind of clutching in front of her chest.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to open the bag of holding, and I'm going to hand out a milkshake
Nice.
to this child.
I was
Uh,
so afraid.
PS roll a D100, please.
Huh?
Huh? Okay,
Give it a
thank you.
solid 50.
I'm so glad that you did not roll under like I did, or over. You know what I mean. When magic hurt my feelings on purpose.
Oh.
Absolutely not on purpose. I'm sorry. Okay, so you fumble around and find one of your. Did you say milkshakes?
Yeah, whatever the ice cream milkshake confections that I
Yeah.
shoved into the bag.
There were 6, if I
in their,
remember
like,
correctly.
in their special coolers.
There was enough for 6 servings of it per day for 4 days for
That was
our
it.
Mm-hmm.
group.
Correct.
6 per
Oh.
day. That was it. Okay, you're able to grab one. Did you say you were just handing it over?
I'm going to ask Aster to translate since I don't speak Druidic, obviously. Since we didn't bring anything to kind of share for the festival, sweet things for the children feel the most appropriate. I don't know how many, but I feel like we have enough for at least one for each kiddo.
Yeah, I think they would love it.
But you're gonna have to explain to them whatever the hell this is in
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
way they can understand it. Because I don't have the words.
Yeah, I think, yeah, amongst the kids, she'll just kind of explain that, you know, it's cold, it's milk, eat slowly.
Yeah, I
I
was just
don't
gonna say,
want
please
them to
make sure
get
they're not
brain
eating it too
freeze.
fast. Brain freeze is a thing.
No, we'll kind of explain, like, whatever flavor you end up, like, getting out, I'll try to explain it if it's, like, not a really common one.
Okay, so you're
Yeah,
explaining this to the
fashion
kids?
Mhm.
Okay. They're going to like look back and forth between Aster and Ulta, and sort of like just have this blank stare. Like you can tell they're listening and hearing what you say, but just blank face. And then like look at their little was it cones or cups that you gave them of this ice cream milkshake?
I don't quite remember the transportation vessel, but I do remember that they were single servings. We had X amount of servings for so many days. So
Yeah.
I think I would assume they were maybe in cups because it was a milkshake.
Okay, let's go with that.
I would assume.
Yeah, okay. And then so one of them like takes a spoonful and tastes it, and then like does the sloppy kid lip smack of like how do I eat this sort of look. We drip a little off their mouth, and then they look excitedly at the other ones as they all sort of do the same thing. And like 2 of them have this aggressive reaction, not unlike Spunk, of like, and then they get really excited and just start running around again. And the other ones just kind of like hunker down with their shoulders up like this, like they're cocooning themselves into a little spot, and then just keep eating.
I want to create as many sticky kids as I can.
There you
Oh
go.
my god.
Just a sticky kid army.
There you go. That has been said. It exists now.
You have become Ulta. You have earned an amazing title. You are this town's, this village's, this tribe's ice cream woman. You are the ice cream truck woman.
All 5 of them at various points in time, like after trying some and the 2 are running around and stuff, eventually like flock off to adults you can see, and they like offer it up to what you would assume is their parents. And each of them like picks it up and looks at it and has an exchange of conversation with their child, and then like the kid points at you, Ulta. And like over a few seconds, all 5 of the children's parents will like look over at you and like hold up the cup and give you a nod, which would be clearly to you a symbol of like thank you in some form, and then like try it themselves and then have more of an exchange with their respective children and then hand it back.
I'll turn to Juno. I owe you a trip to the ice cream parlor when we get back to Waterdeep.
Juno will have her like small little notebook out and will be like, yes, you do. She's just gonna jot it down before snapping it shut, shoving it back into her blankets.
I mean, that's legit. I had a feeling that was coming.
I understand why you did it, and it was very nice to witness. However, how dare you?
Yeah. Yep.
Glad same page.
Yep. Would like some gold make it feel better, or
No.
it's kind of just all of our gold.
I feel like ice
No.
cream is more important than gold.
Also
Like, I
true.
kind of wish that was our currency instead. Like, no one ever pays me in ice cream, but I wish they did. You know?
So would you say ice cream would be your comfort food?
Oh, yes.
Good. I was really hoping it wasn't going to be a salad, because you said a salad earlier, and that was...
Oh, no. No. Food back home does not spark joy. It's purposeful. Food is purposeful. I like going out in the world where finding that food can be fun.
Alright, this is giving me some ideas for when we go back to Waterdeep, but I will make sure to remind you that I owe you a trip to the ice cream shop. But also, look at them, and I'm gonna point to the kids that are just ripping through the forest right now, sticky and covered in chocolate. Look how happy.
I'm so glad they don't belong to us.
Yeah, we just get to hand them right back. We just give them as much ice cream as they can handle, and then let their parents deal with them.
Cool ant status.
True.
At this point, Aster, you will feel a hand on your upper back. It's a familiar feeling that you're from your mother. If she ever came up behind you or you didn't see her coming, she would always touch your back this way as a signal of like, here I am. And then kind of put her thumb around your shoulder and turn you toward her. And she's changed a little bit. Her getup is slightly different on top. She's still wearing the under clothing that like turns into this semi skirt thing underneath that goes toward her shins. That's the word I'm looking for. but the like torso portion is much more what you would recognize as like war garb, like warriors adornments for going into battle. It's even more like there are leather sort of plates stitched in a scale like pattern, so that it has a functional purpose of being movable but still strong to fend against piercing and slashing and things like that. This is like a warrior's leather plate mail kind of hybrid thing that's going on. And she says to you, Meakori Weako. In Druidic, this says, my daughter, it's time for the war chant. You understand this to be a sort of parade that is to happen, and it's an introduction to the competitive games that are going to happen, but it is also, it double serves as a welcoming ceremony for any guests within and from without the tribes, and displays all of the warriors that are among your people in a sort of ceremonial, almost parade-like display. And she asks you, would you help me with my war paint? And would you like to join us?
I would love nothing more.
Please join us then. And you would understand that there's like some time that everybody involved is going to get together and work on like war paint on the faces and arms and legs, and finish fashioning up your combat clothing and adornments, and shine up your weapons and things like that. You are preparing for a ceremony that opens up what is arguably the most eventful part of the Festival of Dreams. And that is a perfect opportunity for us to call it a night. I did not think this was going to go to multiple sessions, but I am in love with the fact that it is. So we're going to have a Festival of Dreams Part 2 next time.
Magic, if you ever give us a chance to RP, we will spend it the whole episode.
I ain't complaining one bit. Heck and I put a lot of time and effort into this, and you guys are eating it up, and I'm fully on board. We can go another 3 sessions with this. I'll be fucking happy. I hope you guys are enjoying it half as much as I am. Anywho, that's gonna be it for tonight. We'll go around the table one more time, introduce ourselves, our characters, and then any fun things you want to advertise that you have going on, especially in the TTRPG space. And then we're out of here, starting with Heck.
All right, hey everybody, it's me, Sir Heckalot. I'm here. I'm on your screen, and as per usual, I played Aster, the Circle Wildfire Druid. It's also Shifter. And this was a really fun time. I did a lot of research and looking into like everything about shifters, and it's really cool. It's cool stuff. Yeah, you can find me all over the internet at Sir Heckalot, including Twitch, Itch, I guess Twitter as long as supplies last, etc., etc. Just find me. It's the best place to figure out where I'm gonna be in the TTRPG space next, because I tend to wander a lot and wear a lot of hats and do a lot of things, and that's the place where I don't incessantly shut up like about any of those. But at least for kind of a window into the next 2 weeks, I don't really have that many streams, which is good. I'm winding down my 3rd year of vet school, so I need break time. But most notably on Sunday, you can catch me over on Singularity Roleplay with another session of City of Mist. It's getting pretty wild out there. We're getting pretty close to end game stuff, and it's kind of scary. It's the whole thing. And then on Monday, you can catch myself, Corndog, and Chrissy in Oathsworn Odyssey of the Dragon Lords on over at Neon Lights. I'm so glad to be back. We're so back. But yeah, other than that, that's the only places you'll see me until next episode of this. So yeah, that's it for me. Let's go for it bright.
Hi, everybody. My name is Chris. You can find me in all forms of social media at ChrisTopiaVO. Tonight, I played Spunky Funtgurt Garbanzo, Gorgonzola the 33rd. Class redacted. You can find me tomorrow, actually, over at Cole Robbie's channel. We're going to be doing some content warning So if you want to see me
What
and
time is that
Cole
at?
around 1, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's Cole's time.
Yeah, it's Central Time. Which
Perfect.
all of our
I'm
time,
gonna
'cause we
be
all live in the same
fucking blitzed, and I'm gonna watch the
Dude,
fuck
it's
out
so
of it.
fun. It's
Yeah,
such a
we're-
fun game too. Like
It
a
seems
little
so
bit of-
stressful.
It is.
That's
It
all I
is.
can
it's
do.
stressful, but
It's
it's
super
so
stressful.
funny at the same time.
There's a lot of room for goofs. So
Yeah.
we're gonna be screaming. It's funny to see Cole get scared because he's so like even tone all the time, and when he gets jump scared, it's hilarious. So,
He's got to be the chillest dude I've ever
he's
met. So
the latest back. And so yeah,
I
it's really
also
fun.
love when he gets freaked out though sometimes where it's like something dramatic happens. I've completely pissed my chair and I'm sitting here like, and his response is like,
Oh,
Oh,
whoa,
wow.
whoa.
whoa,
that's it.
easy.
And I'm like, I'm
Uh.
having palpitations.
Yeah,
We love you, Cole.
very good. I'm very excited to play with him tomorrow. So around 1:00 we'll be over on his channel playing Content Warning. Aside from that, you can find me every Wednesday and Thursday on my channel. Or I'm sorry, every Wednesday on my channel, every other Thursday that we're not here, playing Baldur's Gate. And that is it for me, Hyacinth.
Goodbye. I'm wait, fuck. I'm Hyacinth. I played. I messed up my own outro. I played Icarus. Yeah, I'll be here as always because I like you here, and I'll give it to Corndog.
Hey everyone, it's me, Corndog McGraw. You can find me on the internet at Corndog McGraw. Heck already said where I'm going to be next. Unfortunately, though, you won't see me here in 2 weeks because I will be in Portugal for work. I
Ooh, cool though.
be unavailable because of that. But the next time you see me, I might go through a rebrand of my own.
Ooh.
Aw.
It's just getting married.
Yeah,
Oh.
rebrand is the marriage.
Oh, that's
So
what
it'll
you
be
mean.
Corn Dog. I'll just be Corn Dog.
Instead of
Less
Corndog McGraw, I'm going to be Corndog Fury.
Which is such
Nice.
a sick name.
Put your last name, stop McGraw now.
Close
Don't
enough.
tell them that.
They don't know that.
The internet didn't need
They
to know.
do now.
What?
Fuck.
It was
Exposed.
Fix it in
McGraw. That
post,
was
fix it in
McGraw.
post.
McGraw.
Obviously, it's not your last name. Your last name is. Everybody knows that.
Secret.
I think
Less-
everyone does have my last name now.
I'm less
That's
secretive
true.
about your last name than I am about the class I play in this game.
Just don't dox
Hey,
yourself
my
now
name's
because we're on the
Chris, and I'm
internet.
gonna dox my friends on the internet. You all need to know who I am. I'm not real.
Oh man.
Over to you, Chrissy.
Hello.
I fucking can't.
Go ahead, Magic.
Me, all right.
You asked for it.
Oh shit. All right, I'm Magic. I DM this game, which is lovely, as well as another game every other Sunday, including this coming Sunday. It's usually at noon Central, but this week it will be at 1 p.m. Central. That's Tenements of the Great Rift. We are in the middle of the big bad fight at the end. It's at level 20. It's fucking huge, and it's epic, and it's great, and it's tons of fun. Again, that's 1 p.m. Central, same bat channel, because not same bat time. And then we'll be back here in 2 weeks with this game. We will continue with the competitive events of the Festival of Dreams. Juno, I think, Corndog, you and I are going to have a talk about what Juno would want to do, because I don't want you to miss out just because you're not here.
Get fucking ripped.
We'll talk about what Juno might want to do, and then do our best to do it justice.
I'm ready to dream so good
Yeah.
as a disciple of the Moonweaver. I'm gonna go into the best trance I've ever been.
Excellent.
I'm gonna find this village's equivalent of heroin and experiment with drugs.
Jesus. Within TOS, of course. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Okay. Yeah, we're out of here. We'll see you guys on Sunday for 10 minutes of Great Rift, and otherwise in 2 weeks for the continuation of this. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.